On a breezy Sunday afternoon, the 25th ranked Cincinnati Bearcats look to avenge their 8-2 loss yesterday to the visiting Kansas Jayhawks. After winning on Friday, it's a rubber match today, and we'll have all the action here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Good afternoon and welcome to UC Baseball Stadium. My name is Chris McGowan. Joining me today is my partner Aiden Riggs. Should be a fun one today between two highly talented teams in the Big 12.
You know, as you said, it's the rubber match here. Both of these games have gone in different ways. Cincinnati got off on the right foot on Friday with a 5-0 win against these Jayhawks. But Kansas responded very strongly yesterday with the 8-2 victory. Cincinnati stayed in the game until around the 7th inning when the Jayhawks pulled away. Bats have been quiet for Cincinnati. They got to come alive today if they want a shot.
In game one, it was Nathan Taylor who went 7 innings, scoreless, striking out 9 in the process. The Bearcats bats, they were there for a bit, going 7-29, but they did win that one 5-0. And then yesterday, kind of a different story. As you mentioned, the bats really weren't there. 5 for 32 as a team. They were 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position, and a lot of credit has to be given to Mathis Nayrol, the Kansas starter, who struggled a lot this season, but yesterday, 11 strikeouts in 7 innings pitched, giving up only 3 hits and 1 earned run.
You know, that was uncharacteristic from the Cincinnati team, too. They've been very consistent all season when it comes to delivering when the time is needed with runners in scoring position and just on the base paths. It's one of the big emphases that Jordan Bischel has, just that consistency that they're going to have at the plate. They've been very well with it so far this year. Of course, they came into this season in the top 25, fastest in program history to get to 20 wins with that win on Friday. But yesterday, they were just caught lacking there, especially late in the game when they needed to come alive. Kansas's bullpen was strong, got the job done. You're going to need your bats to come alive for Cincinnati today, and this is a strong lineup they got going out.
Well, let's take a look at the Kansas starting lineup. Leading off, it's Jordan Bach, who is playing in right field. Cade Baldridge starts at second base. Tyson LeBlanc bats third. He's at short today. Brady Bollinger, the star player, usually the first baseman. Today he moves to left field. Augusto Mungarieta, the catcher, bats fifth. Tyson Owens in center field hit sixth. Diriel Osoria, the DH, hit seventh. Josh Dykoff, he's at first base today, hitting eighth. And Dylan Schlotterbeck, the third baseman, wraps up that Kansas starting lineup. As you mentioned, so many deadly weapons. You look at it, a lot of versatility. You got a lot of righties, a lot of lefties, including a switch hitter.
Yeah,
and Cade Baldridge.
And Bollinger is the interesting one for me. As you said, usually the first baseman for this Kansas team, playing out in left. Golden Spikes Award preseason list. He also was a semi-finalist for the Dick Hauser Trophy last year. This goes to the National Player of the Year. Strong first baseman in this game. We're going to get to it in a second when you talk about this Cincinnati lineup with Quentin Coates. But there's a chance here for Kansas to pick up a big series when against a ranked opponent. The Big 12, very tight when it comes to baseball. You got a lot of programs competing for those top spots. A series win early in the season here, especially for Kansas on the road, go a long way later.
Let's take a look at the Cincinnati starting lineup. It's Jackson Smith, the second baseman, leading things off for the Bearcats. Derek Pitts in right field right behind him, and Quentin Coates, the first baseman, hits third. Jack Natilli, the catcher, bats cleanup. Enzo Infelice, the DH, is hitting fifth. Cal Sefcik back into the starting lineup. He is in left field, hitting sixth. Christian Mitchell, the third baseman, is seventh. Conlon Daniel, the center fielder, at eighth. And Charlie Niehaus, the shortstop, makes his return to the starting lineup, batting ninth. He is at short today. You look at this Cincinnati lineup. Jackson Smith is the only lefty. Everyone else, they are righties.
Righties all the way down there, as you said, except for the top of the lineup with Smith. And we mentioned Quentin Coates just a minute ago being the star first baseman for this team. He's been quiet in this series, and there has not really been a series this year where he has been quiet, leading the nation coming into this series with home runs with 19 and total bases with 109. You got a feeling that he's due today. He hasn't done much in these first couple games of the series. He's going to have an opportunity here, righty on righty. Not going to favor him quite as much as he'd want. This guy, any moment could strike. He's had multiple games with multiple home runs so far this year. It seems like if you give him anything to hit, he's going to put that ball in play. And if you're a Bearcat fan, you're hoping he gets a hold of it. You could be seeing a crooked number on that scoreboard whenever he's at the plate.
Quentin Coates this series, he is 1 of 8 with 3 strikeouts. You kind of talked about Aiden hitting a lot of the points. It's kind of uncharacteristic, and I think it's because of the greatness that we've seen this entire year was when, hey, if that slump that's, I don't want to say it's inevitable, but if you're a player, you're going to have some rough moments. This might be one of those rough moments, and you're kind of thinking like, well, this is unusual, but as you mentioned, he is due, and it feels like he can take advantage of a pitcher for Kansas who has been struggling in Dominic Vagley. Last year, he was a Friday starter. This year, he struggled quite a bit. His ERA is above 8, sits at, I believe, a 2-2 record. So for this game, it could be a bounce back for Vagley, but it could be an opportunity for Cincinnati to take advantage of that.
And you mentioned how Coates, it felt like it was inevitable he was going to slow down. It's just kind of how the game of baseball works. With the run that he was going on, he was setting records left and right, it seemed like, for Cincinnati's program. You felt like eventually he was going to slow down and settle in. But this is a guy that still at any moment he can pop off and have another game like we've seen all season. Like you said, it felt inevitable. He was going to slow down a little bit, but do not count him out at all with what we've seen he can do at any moment. If he gets the right pitch, that ball could be traveling all the way to fifth, third, and maybe even further. You don't know how far he can hit the ball. The ball, it looks like, might be flying today. You got some wind in the air. It could help that ball kind of float out, especially towards right field. I know you're a big weather guy. I'm going to let you take that from here.
Thank you. So, today's weather, it's a little bit different than what we had on Friday and Saturday. Current temp is at 59, but it feels like 49 due to the wind that we have today. It's gusting at around 13 miles an hour from the south to west. So here, the wind is blowing in from about the left field foul pole, kind of going across the field diagonally. So the wind is going to play a factor in this one today. We hear it in our broadcast mics as well. It's been gusty a lot.
Just heard you talking about it. Decides to give one of the biggest gusts of the day right there. We've got stuff taped down to our table here. Hopefully don't lose any of our scorecards or anything. We've had that issue in the past. And I do want to mention also, now that we're back here down the first baseline, foul balls are in play. Someone, inevitably this year, is going to catch a foul ball on the broadcast. Whoever it is gets a prize. I don't know what that prize is. We're going to figure it out. El Vaquero might have to help us out with that one, but we'll see. Is today the day? Wind is kind of helping us here.
It took a turn. You said someone is going to, with the foul ball. I thought you were going to go with someone was going to get hit. You mentioned catch a foul ball, get a souvenir. That one, I think it's very possible. It's very close.
It's bound to happen eventually. We were just talking about stuff that was bound to happen this season when it came to this team. That's what feels like for our broadcast crew. That's what's going to happen.
Today, talked about the temperature. It's mostly cloudy. We do have some streaks of blue sky in the background towards left field and right field, but overhead a good patch of clouds, so maybe some of these infielders and outfielders may have some trouble. The ball gets lost up in the sky. Today's high is supposed to be around 64 degrees, but it sure will not feel like that due to the wind that is in play. You could see gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Talk about being in Ohio where we have bipolar weather. It was 81 on Thursday and down to 45 the very next day. Now we're back up to 60, as if Mother Nature couldn't make up her mind. But here the Cincinnati Bearcats have taken the field. On the mound today is the freshman Connor Blue, making his 8th appearance, his 4th start of the year. His record 2-0, a 4.24 ERA. Coming into the season, a very highly recruited freshman. Originally started out as the midweek pitcher, but today has now shifted into the weekend and now starting today on Sunday. We talked about it. It is a rubber match. Bearcats won the first one. Jayhawks won yesterday. This one will determine the series. And you mentioned the tight Big 12 race. How about UCF right now? 7-1 in conference play. They are first. West Virginia right behind them at 6-2. Kansas, they are fourth. Conference record of 5-3. The Bearcats right behind them at 4-4. Fifth place.
You know, the Big 12, as I mentioned, it's one of those conferences that just feels wide open when it comes to baseball. You've got so many teams with a chance to contend. It's been some fun series in the past couple of years down in Arlington for that Big 12 title since Cincinnati's been there. They've had the advantage of going there the past 2 years being in the Big 12. It's going to move to Arizona this year, which does favor a couple teams in the Big 12 more than others, and Cincinnati's one of those that probably doesn't favor quite as much, but still it's their way into the tournament, surprisingly off of a good run in the Big 12. You got to work your way up to where you have that home field advantage in that tournament. That would be a huge deal for the Cincinnati team.
And you mentioned the depth that the Big 12 has, and when it comes to college baseball, they sent a handful of teams to the NCAA tournament last year, which actually featured both of these teams today and the Kansas Jayhawks. in your Cincinnati Bearcats. Here comes Jordan Bach, the lefty hitter. Shakes the hand of the home plate umpire today, and Ron Whiting. Bach, a grad student from Ladner, British Columbia. This series, 4 of 8. The run batted in, striking out 3 times in the process. Blue gets set. Here's the first pitch, and it is outside for ball 1. Start time, 1:06 p.m. 6 minutes behind schedule. Blue is ready. Sends the 1-0. Upstairs, letter high for ball 2. Jordan Bach spent time at St. Xavier University, also at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M, before spending 2 years at Southern Illinois. Blue sends a 2-0, fouled away right side. Sets up a 2-1 count.
And when it comes to Blue, he's just got to settle in early here. You're going to face a top of the lineup for this Kansas team that does have some power when you look up and down at what they're sending out there early. If Blue can just settle in, trying to get these counts decently deep, get in there, make it efficient.
2-1's belted high to center field. Daniel running back at the track, stops and makes the grab. Bet you the win was definitely in play there. That looked good off the bat. Exit velo 105. 1 down in the top of the first.
Kind of got scared I talked that power in the top of the lineup right into existence there when I saw him swing on that ball, but that ball was hit very hard right to center field, deepest part of the ballpark. Easy run right back there for Daniel to make the easy out.
That'll bring up Cade Baldridge, the 2-hole hitter. It's .324 this year. Blue takes a deep breath. Gets set. The kick and the delivery. Baldridge foul tips it into Natilli. Heard a lot of contact there. Natilli will step up into the infield grass. Shake that one off. Dimensions here at UC Baseball Stadium. 320 to left as well as the right. 395 dead center. The outfield wall is about 10 to 12 feet, you would say.
It's up there to where you're not going to see anyone going up and bringing one back, to say the least.
Blue is ready. The 0-1. Downstairs. Makes it a 1-1 count against Cade Baldridge. In the series, Baldridge, 5 of 8. He went 2 of 5 yesterday. 3 for 3 in game 1. The 1-1 pitch. Just downstairs. Sets up a 2-1 count with 1 down in the top of the first. Shift is in play for the Bearcats in the infield towards the right side. Mitchell on the edge of the infield grass, the third baseman. Blue sends the 2-1, fouled away. Sets up a 2-2 count for Cade Baldridge. Baldridge is someone who started all 27 games last year. Hit .324, an OPS just shy of 900, and drove in 17 runs. Blue steps in, sends the 2-2, skips it right next to the plate for ball 3.
Second straight at bat that you've seen them get pretty deep into the pitch count. That first one went around the 2-1, 3-1 area. Now you're seeing this one, going to be the 5th pitch of this, trying to get Blue working as much as they can.
Here's the payoff pitch, and it gets by Natilli, and Baldridge will take his free passage to first base with 1 down in the top of the first.
The shortstop.
Batting third today for Kansas, Tyson LeBlanc, the shortstop. We talked about this Kansas lineup as a good mix between lefties and righties. Baldridge, he's the lone switch hitter. He's currently on first base. LeBlanc, the righty, steps in. Here comes the pitch to him. Outside for ball 1. Early in this game, Connor Blue having some struggles, it seems like, getting the strike zone.
He is. He's been a little bit wild with trying to find him. Missed a bunch of balls low so far. Just got to settle in. It's still early.
The 1-0 to LeBlanc, swung on, popped up right side. Pitts back towards the track, moving to his left, and he makes the grab for out number 2. Baldridge will not advance.
It's another one of those weird ones there. I didn't think he made that good a contact. It was 94 off the bat, went straight up in the air, but that ball just kept flying. It was pushing back towards that right field wall. Pitts was able to go back and make the grab, but that ball was flying in the air.
That will send up Brady Bollinger, today playing left field. Someone who has had a lot of high expectations placed on him. Takes a ball on the first pitch. Bollinger, D1 Baseball preseason Player of the Year and First Team All-American. He's been placed on the Golden Spikes Award preseason watch list. Blues 1-0, downstairs for ball 2. Bollinger, a junior from Las Vegas, Nevada. Spent 1 year at the College of Southern Nevada before transferring to Kansas. Blue is ready, sends his 2-0. Bollinger rips it to right field. Pitts moves up and makes the play for out number 3. So Kansas, they do get a walk, but fly out 3 times in the top of the first. They score 0. Coming up next, the Bearcats will take the bats. Bottom of the first coming up from Cincinnati. Bottom of the first here in Cincinnati. Scoreless game between the Jayhawks and the Bearcats. On the mound for the Jayhawks, Dominic Vagley. We talked about him in the pregame open. 2-2 record, 8.68 ERA, making his 7th start of the season. His last start came against Houston last Sunday. He went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and struck out 9 in the process. He is a right-handed pitcher, and for the Bearcats, their top 3 of the order: Jackson Smith, Derek Pitts, and Quentin Coates.
Vaguely a big football guy. Played it growing up. You gotta wonder if he's very excited for the spring football going on right now. Potentially in the area too, just down in Louisville, kicking off on Friday. But
you were there yesterday, right? Friday?
Dude, Friday.
Nice.
Fun event. Very cold. Very, very cold. Especially once the sun went down. But who knows? Maybe Vaguely is potentially a UFL fan. Maybe try and influence him towards the Kings.
You mentioned the sun. It's starting to come out a little bit, peeking through the clouds. You feel the warmth now.
You can. This is about as beautiful of a day for baseball as you could ask for. I mean, it's perfect temperature, still a little chilly to where you can still have some sleeves on. A great opportunity to watch a good team play.
Fagley is ready. The windup and the delivery to Smith. Upstairs for ball 1, shoulder high. For Kansas, they are wearing their red jerseys, gray pants, and blue sleeves and hats. The 1-0 to Smith, fouled away behind for a 1-1 count. Bearcats in their cream uniforms with the retro logo. You mentioned pregame, it's a really good uniform matchup.
It really is. You got that color popping for Kansas over here with the red jerseys, the blue sleeves, as you mentioned, for anyone wearing something beneath. But Cincinnati, these throwbacks up there with the best in baseball.
1-1 and swung on and missed by Jackson Smith. This year, Smith is hitting .319. He is now hit out of the leadoff spot a team high 24 times this season. Vaguely sends his 1-2. Downstairs in the dirt for ball 2.
You know, plate discipline is one of the big things when it comes to the Cincinnati team. When you look at the small ball that they love to play, work that count as much as they can. You're early in the lineup here. You're the leadoff guy. You got to get Vaguely kind of off his game quick.
Vaguely stands tall on the mound. Fires his 2-2 to Smith. Smith flares it up left field, going into the gap, and making the grab is LeBlanc for out number 1.
An awkward hit there from Smith. It looked like it almost jammed him, but he still somehow got a bit of the barrel on it. Flared it out opposite field. Shortstop was able to go out and make the play. Now you got Derek Pitts coming up. If you want to get something going for Cincinnati, you mentioned these 8 straight right-handers they now have in the lineup. You got to get something going here early, you feel like, with how the offense was yesterday.
And Derek Pitts, he leads the team in batting average, hitting .381. Currently on a 14-game hitting streak. You mentioned the righty-on-righty matchup here for Pitts and Vaguely. The first pitch to Pitts. He shows bunt, lays it down left side. Schlotterbeck steps in, throws the first for out number 2.
Like the idea there from Pitts. He laid down the bunt pretty quick, and it honestly looked like it shocked him when he got 95 inside. That made great contact on the bat. You see him kind of react to it immediately when it hits him. It almost shocked him so much that he wasn't able to get out of the box in time and get down that first baseline. A tough really roll on that too, because it just caught such a good piece of that bat, and it was easy play for the third baseman.
That brings up the man himself, Quentin Coates, hitting .361 this season, leads the nation in home runs with 19. Vaguely sends the first pitch downstairs and away for ball 1. We talked about him a lot in the pregame show, how Coates is 1 of 8 with 3 strikeouts in this series. You feel like he's due soon, the way he's been playing. Vaguely kicks and fires the 1-0. Just inside for ball 2.
And you can tell, too, with where these balls are being placed. They're trying not to leave anything out on the outside part of the plate. Anything that he can square up, it's terrifying to throw this guy.
Vaguely steps in, his 2-0 to Coates. Clips the zone for strike 1. I think another critical thing is the opposite field power Coates has as well. His spray chart is off the mark. I mean, he can hit it oppo, he can pull it, he can hit dead center, he can do it all. The 2-1. Coates sends a high fly ball to left center. Running back is Bollinger at the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Coates on his way to second. The relay from Owens is in, and it's a 2-out double for Quentin Coates.
Thought we might have had it there. I mean, that was a good piece of metal that he got on that. I was almost going to say wood, but he's able to square that up, sends it right out to left center field. The ball hangs in the air, 105 off the bat, travels 369, catches just on that mid part of the wall. It was a great piece of hitting from Coates. That might be exactly what he needs to get his offense going once again.
So with 2 down, here comes Jack Natilli. He is behind the dish today, catching for Connor Blue and the Bearcats. Natilli this series, he is 2 of 8. Did homer in game number 1. Vaguely looks back at second, throws the first pitch. Inside to Natilli for ball 1.
You know, we just got a visitor joining us behind the broadcast area here. Should we give him this extra headset that we've got, see what he's got to say? I think he might have some interesting info to add to the broadcast.
It's the Bearcat himself obstructing our view. Vaguely sends the 1-0 in there for a strike. You know, as myself being a commentator, I've had a lot of accusations that I was the Bearcat.
You have.
Mainly created by you and your friend group, led by Justin Diedrich.
Yeah, I believe that was mainly a rumor created by Justin and Chase that I decided to run with.
The 1-1's fouled behind.
Chris, I will say, you would have been a great Bearcat if you ever were in that suit, which you could have been at some point. I'm not going to count it out.
I think anyone could have been.
That's a good point. You know, someone who was the Bearcat at some point would say that.
Maybe if there's auditions and tryouts, let me know. 2 down, bottom of the first. It's a 1-2 count for Jack Natilli. Coates at second base. The 1-2, line to right field, that's through. Here comes Coach rounding third, a throw from Bach. It's not in time, and it's an RBI single from Jack Natilli to put the Bearcats up 1-0.
Just a great piece of hitting there from Jack Natilli. Goes opposite field, sends it right into that gap onto the right side of the infield. Gets down, rolls all the way to the right fielder, Bach. He can't get it in time to get Coates. It's cut off, and Cincinnati's got the lead.
And here comes Enzo Infelice, having a stellar freshman campaign. He is batting .362 this season. Someone who's recorded a hit in 23 of his 28 games played this season. The righty batter stands tall. First pitch, takes a strike. Infelice, a freshman from New Lenox, Illinois. Originally was committed to Oklahoma, then he flipped to Cincinnati. The 0-1 from Vagley. Big hack and a miss by Infelice.
Just had those back-to-back hits with 2 outs. The Cincinnati team has had success with 2 down in the inning. Something they're going to need today.
Vagley is ready. Kicks and fires. Downstairs, skipped right by the plate. Good stop by Mungarieta. Makes it a 1-2 count. Good attendance here so far for the Sunday matinee game. As Vagley is ready. Here comes his 1-2. Infelice, did he go around? He did not.
So once again, that good plate discipline from the Bearcats. That ball is on the outer part of the zone. Decided not to go. Can he make it pay off here?
Natilli with the lead off of first base. Vagley, the 2-2. Downstairs again for ball 3.
And you can tell Vagley, just like what we were seeing from Connor Blue in the top of the first, a little nervous to throw some balls in the zone here and give the other team a chance to hit them. Cincinnati's made him pay early. He's got to give something to Infelice here for him to hit.
With 3-2 count, Natilli will run no matter what. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ripped to right field, right at Bach, steps back and makes the grab for out number 3. It is an RBI single from Jack Natilli. That puts the Bearcats up 1-0 as we enter the top of the second, coming up next here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Top of the second here at UC Baseball Stadium. Bearcats up 1-0 over the Kansas Jayhawks. It will be 5, 6, 7 in the order for Kansas, starting off with Augusto Mungarieta. But how about the Jayhawks last year? They went 43-17. Those 43 wins in a single season, that's tied for the second most in the season in school history. They won 20 games on the road last year as well. So when you look at the word road dog or road warriors, I think you may look up in a dictionary and see Kansas Jayhawks.
I might want to change that to Road Hawks instead.
That's a good one.
How strong they were on the road last year, and you know, that's intimidating. You go to some tough places in the Big 12, you think of some of these crowds like you have here in Cincinnati, I think of West Virginia, even places like Texas Tech and TCU. Those places, the ballpark gets packed. These fans let them know they're going in, they're not scared of anything.
Augusto Mungarieta checks his swing but goes around on the first pitch for a strike. Mungarieta, someone who is batting .314 this season, and OPS just shy of 1,000. Blue is ready, sends his 0-1. Outside, knee high for ball 1. Mungarieta, he's from Venezuela. How about the year they had in the World Baseball Classic just a few months ago?
I mean, you talk about the year of baseball for Venezuela with how some of the players they have in the big leagues have been playing as of recent. You think of the Ronald Acuna Jr., of course, Eugenio Suarez just came back to Cincinnati, had that game-winning hit for Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic. A lot of momentum on their side when it comes to baseball. Love to see it down there.
Blues sent his 2-1 in their first strike. He's also struck out 3 times this series. This Blue is ready, delivers his 2-2. Just downstairs for a full count. Aiden, you're signaling a challenge. ABS.
Don't quite have it here in the college game. Kind of wish they would for situations such as that, but.
Here's Blues payoff pitch. Swung on it to the shortstop Niehaus. Gloves it to his left. Throws a first in time for out number 1.
It's a great play there at short from Charlie Niehaus. He's one of the best shortstops in the entire nation. Getting some national recognition this year as well, being on the list for shortstop potentially of the year. Charlie Niehaus works to his left. That's a tough throw to make as well. He's moving to his left, so momentum's going to carry him to his left. Has to throw almost across his body. Tough play to make, but he does it easily.
1 down, top of the second. Jayhawks down 1-0 to the Cincinnati Bearcats. Here comes Tyson Owens in his first at-bat of the game. Takes a strike on the first pitch. Owens, a sophomore from Las Vegas, Nevada. This series, he is 1 of 8 with 3 strikeouts. Blue going quick, his 0-1. Rip to the shortstop, gets by Niehaus in the gap in left center. Daniels recovers, throws in, and it'll be a single with 1 down for Tyson Owens.
Well, we started talking about how strong Niehaus was. Almost got in the highlight reel there with that diving play he tried to make. He was driving back towards his left after being shifted to the right. There's your first single here for this Kansas team. Can that spark something for him?
That one, 103 off the bat. Talked about it. Niehaus was very close to making the play. It just sneaked by him. Here's Daryl Sora. He steps in and takes a strike on the first pitch. Osorio this year hitting only 198. Not off to the start he would have imagined. Blue sends his 0-1. Big hack and a miss for strike 2. You know, this season, Osorio had a career day against Texas Tech in the series finale. He went 4 of 5 with 3 home runs. That matched the school record. It made him the 5th Jayhawk to ever hit 3 homers in a game, including the first since '97. Just outside for ball 1. Didn't even flinch at the pitch.
You can see some people inside the dugout for Cincinnati doing it as well, so I'm not quite the only one.
Owens at first. 1 down in the top of the second. Blues 1-2 to Soria, and he strikes him out. Blew the 93-mile-an-hour heater right by him for out number 2.
First strikeout of the day for Blue as well. He said 93 mile an hour. Blew it past him, swung right underneath it. Now you got 2 down. The infield's going to shift to the right for Cincy.
That will bring up the lefty hitter, Josh Dykoff. This series 0 for 7 with 3 strikeouts. The first pitch. Fouled it just behind home plate. When you look at Tyson Owens at first base, only 2 stolen bases this year. Kansas, a team that really doesn't steal that much. 2 down, top of the second, the 0-1 count to Dykoff. Here's the pitch. Upstairs letter high for ball 1. Dykoff, a senior from Bluffton, Minnesota. Spent 3 years at Minnesota Crookston. It was one of 2 offers from 4-year schools out of high school, throwback to first, just to keep Owens honest. Have you ever heard of Minnesota Crookston?
I can't say I have, but that's really interesting. There's a couple guys on this Kansas roster that you've already mentioned a couple times transferring in. Really interesting to see how this roster is constructed.
His 2 brothers, Jake and Justin, both play there as well. The 1-1 is hit high to right center. Going back is Daniels and Pitts. They look up, and it's gone. A 2-run homer for Josh Dykoff gives Kansas the 2-1 lead in the top of the second. His 6th homer of the year. 408 the right center. And just like that, the Jayhawks are back in front.
That was one of those no-doubters you saw right off the bat. A strong swing from him at the plate, sends it right to right center. The wind keeps it up just enough to get over that wall. 406. Probably need at least 370 to clear it out there. Going towards Fifth Third Arena. Heads up if you're on the basketball court.
So the Jayhawks lead 2-1 with 2 down in the top of the second. Here comes Dylan Schlotterbeck. The junior from Lakeway, Texas, takes a ball in the first pitch. You mentioned a good point of how this team is constructed. A lot of chancers. This one's hit left side. Niehaus gloves long throw to first, in there for out number 3. The Jayhawks respond. It's a 2-run bomb from Josh Dykoff to give them the 2-1 lead as we hit the middle of the second. Coming up next, the Bearcats in the order. We'll have 6, 7, 8, starting with Cal Sefcik. You're listening to Cincinnati Baseball here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Bottom of the second here in Clifton. Jayhawks up 2-1 after the Josh Dykoff 2-run homer. Bearcats had some action with 2 outs in the last frame. It was a Quentin Coates double and an RBI single from Jack Natilli that put the Bearcats on the board. That will bring up Cal Sefcik, the junior from Palos Heights, Illinois. Missed some time due to injury this season. Returned to the starting lineup against UC San Diego, which he hit .615 in that series. Vaguely is ready, sends the first pitch to Sefcik. In there for strike 1.
You know, I do want to mention, don't know if it's quite a shout out, but our good friend of the program, Casey Stevens, was just a part of the intermission entertainment that they have here. He missed on his last answer, which, by the way, we were giving him the correct one. He did not listen to us. I do want to mention I'm not a fan of his last answer that he just had, but does not know the correct price of a Taco Bell party pack, but he looks like he did win a baseball.
The 0-2 to Sefcik. Popped up right side, foul ground. Dykoff moving towards the line, and he makes the grab for out number 1. I can tell, and you're very upset that Casey couldn't listen to you.
You know, if that is Justin Diedrich, Justin is getting that question correct. He knows the exact price of every Taco Bell party pack, especially on DoorDash. We want to mention that specifically. He was not getting that question wrong. Casey does at least get his signed baseball. Good for him. But still, Justin's not getting that wrong.
Where's the phone, the friend option when you need it? Here's Christian Mitchell. First pitch to him is hit sharply to LeBlanc, the shortstop. Throws to first for out number 2.
Talk about quick work there from the Jayhawks. 2 batters taking less than 5 pitches in total. First pitch swinging there was Mitchell. Got a little too aggressive there. Cincinnati's got 2 down in the inning.
Well, with 2 down, as you mentioned, this will bring up Conlon Daniel, the Cincinnati kid. Attended Archbishop Moeller High School. 2023 state champion. He stands tall. First pitch from Vaguely to him. in there for a strike. This series, Daniel, he is 1 of 5. This week in general, he is 1 of 8. Hitting .259 this season. The 0-1. Daniel, ground ball hit to the third baseman. Slaughterback throws a C to first, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Bearcats. They can't respond after the 2-run homer from Josh Dykoff in the top frame. We head to the top of the third. Jayhawks up 2-1 here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Top of the third here at UC Baseball. Wise, Kansas, they are 17-10. The Bearcats are 20-9. But you had a question. You mentioned the way this roster was configured because I mentioned a few obscure schools, especially in the JUCO path. So for Kansas, they had 9 players from last year move on to play professional baseball. 3 draft picks, 3 free agents, 3 independent contracts, right? This team itself features 26 newcomers and 10 returners. Of those 26 newcomers, 21 are transfers. As Jordan Bach steps into the box, he's 0 for 1 today. First pitch to him. Hits it foul left side towards the Bearcat bullpen. Off the roofing and out of play.
And, you know, when you look at that roster configuration, like you just said, that's just truly where college sports are at this point. When you got that many transfers coming in with the experience and onto a team that was very strong last year, as you said, 43 total wins, setting that record. So that pitch misses low, but Kansas, they know what they're doing here. They've applied what they know with what they want to do. They're getting these kids that have the experience, not quite going to the high school route quite as much. They had a lot of turnover, but they're just as loaded as they were last year, if not more.
Swing and a miss from Bach. Sets up a 1-2 count with nobody out in the top of the third. This team for Kansas had 27 newcomers last year. Dominic Vagley, he's the only Kansas player who's entering at least his 3rd season in Lawrence. The 1-2 to Bach, and it's in for a ball.
You know, that took me a second to really process what you said, but when I really think about it, that is an insane number. That reminds me somewhat of what we've seen with some basketball teams, really, in the area where the entire team is brand new players.
The 2-2 to Bach. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The high heater at 92, shoulder high. There's 1 down in the top of the third.
It's your second strikeout for Blue. Like you said, the high heater, chase it outside the zone, was trying to square it up. Looked like he almost was trying to send that opposite field with how it hung over on the outside of the part of the plate. As our good friend Jerry down there was very excited for that strikeout.
Jerry, he does have the cardboard box of strikeouts that he'll put up along the fence. First pitch to Cade Baldridge upstairs for a ball. Here's another thing, too, for Kansas. From 2022 to 2024, they had the highest-ranked JUCO transfer class for 3 consecutive seasons. Paulina, photographer, tripped on the steps on her way up here.
You didn't have to call her out there. I was going to let it go by just fine there. She's taking the pictures of us today, trying to help us out here. I was going to let her go by skate-free there.
I only said it because I saw it in the corner of my eye. Blue is ready. The 2-0 to Baldridge. Swung on, hit, and it's caught on a liner to Quentin Coates for out number 2.
Great play there by Coates. Not an easy one to make. That ball was high in the air. He was able to work his way towards his right, had to turn his body around to get the glove in front of it.
I think it's critical for Coates to make plays.
I also want to mention, you threw kind of Paulina under the bus there, but she was able to keep the camera safe, which was very impressive. Kept the camera intact.
Crowder hit to the second baseman. Smith throws the first. 3 up, 3 down for the Kansas Jayhawks. Hit the bottom of the third coming up next on Bearcat Sports Radio. Bottom of the third here at UC Baseball Stadium. Bearcats down 2-1. Hitting, it will be Charlie Neathouse, the 9-hole hitter for UC, followed by Jackson Smith on deck and Derek Pitts in the hole. So far, 2 hits apiece for Cincy and Kansas. But Neathouse back into the starting lineup. He did not play yesterday. Did start the midweek against Xavier, where he went 2 of 4 with 2 doubles. Another one of these Moeller players on this UC roster. Just up the street in Kenwood.
In that area.
Vaguely steps in. The first pitch to Neathouse. Fouled away behind. Out of play towards the new athletic facility. Takes a deflection off the glass on a one-hopper.
There's a comical noise there on the one-hop that was loud enough to be caught up by our mic.
Vaguely is ready. The 0-1 to Neathouse. One gone, hit to center field. Owens moving to his left, tracking, moving under it. And there's confusion, it drops! Bach and Owens, they couldn't determine who was gonna get it, and it's a triple for Charlie Neathouse. The 2 in the outfield talk about it. Owens was moving to his left. Bach was moving to his right. I thought Owens had that one from the beginning. But it drops, and it's a leadoff triple.
Wow. I mean, that should be a routine fly ball that the center fielder catches. He got scared at the last second because Wright came over to try and make a play. It looked as if Owens out there had some trouble potentially with the sun as well. When you see him looking up, he was trying to kind of shade the ball, and it went right over his head. There's your triple. Be interesting to see how that's ruled.
It is officially scored as a triple. Here's Jackson Smith. Takes a strike on the first pitch. You do have Neathouse at third with nobody out in the bottom of the third. A real opportunity for Cincinnati to equalize. Vaguely sends the 0-1. Smith, softly hit grounder, out of play. Smith did fly out to the shortstop in his first plate appearance in the first. Bearcats have to get something here. Slight shift is in play. Outfield grass. The 0-2. Smith lifts one deep to right field. Bach moving back at the wall. Leaps, it's off the wall. It's an RBI double for Jackson Smith with 2 strikes to tie the game at 2 apiece here in the bottom of the third.
So without a doubt, that one's going to be ruled a double. That was just right off the top of the wall. As you said, Bach was going back on it. The wind might have caught that ball a little bit. It was 97 off the bat. Traveled 358. If that ball goes 360, it's gone. That's a 2-run home run. About as long of a double as you can hit to that part of the field. Puts another run on the board for Cincinnati to tie this game up. The Bearcats have life here in the bottom of the third.
So back-to-back plays for Jordan Bach, the right fielder that he wants to forget. Had the miscommunication between him and Owens on the triple to Niehaus. As Derek Pitts comes in, first pitch to him, in the zone for a strike. You talked about the wind is going to play a big factor in this one. You have the American flag in right center, currently at half-mast, blowing out of the park. The 0-1 to Pitts. Watches the ball go by. Sets up a 1-1 count. Pitts grounded out back in the first. Yesterday, the Bearcats, they were 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
This feels like one of those Cincinnati innings that we've really seen all this year. Is Pitts' hits. They're taking them however they can get them. Usually it's small ball with a single after single. Got 2 extra bases to start this off. Can Pitts continue it?
Vaguely kicks and deals. The 1-2, foul behind. At home this season, the Bearcats average around 10 runs per game. The home record this year, they sit at 11-3. Vaguely is ready. He deals the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Force pitch to Fish downstairs. 1 down here in the bottom of the third.
We might have to have a talk with marketing as well, because first they take our friend of the program, Casey Stevens, and now they're going to take our other friend of the program, and Jeremiah and Ethan, and they're going to go run, it looks like, at some point in this game. So we might have to have a talk to them and stop taking our friends of the program, because who knows what's going to happen here.
I think that means we have to be next. Here's Quentin Coates, 1 for 1 today, doubled in the first. Admires a strike. Jackson Smith at second base still. Has 11 stolen bases this year, which is 4th in the conference. Vaguely is ready. The 0-1 offering to Coates. Just outside, thigh high for a 1-1 count. 1 down, bottom of the third. We're tied at 2 apiece thanks to an RBI double from Jackson Smith in the bottom frame of the third. Smith with this lead off of second base. Vaguely throws the 1-1, fouled behind. To hit now in 28 of the 30 games played this season. Having a very historical year, looking to add on to that. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, chased low and away, and it's back-to-back strikeouts for Dominic Vaguely.
Impressive work from Vaguely there, able to work the count on Coates, got him to 1-2 hole, and just breaking ball down and away that he's got no shot of putting contact on, but it's just so appealing, thinking it's going to hang in the zone. Gets it to 2 outs here, can he escape it?
After back-to-back extra base hits, it's been back-to-back strikeouts for Dominic Vaguely with Jack Tilly at the plate. Watches that one skip before the plate for a ball. And Tilly had the RBI single in the first. That was the first run of the game for Cincinnati. This year, preseason All-American by perfect game. Vaguely fires the 1-0. Breaking ball just downstairs for ball 2. Tilly, he was the 3rd team selection for the All-American and just one of 4 position players from the Big 12 to be recognized. Vaguely sends his 2-0, ripped into left center. That's down for a base hit. Owens, gloves, throws. Here it comes. Jackson Smith slides in safely, and it's an RBI single from Jack Natelli to put the Bearcats ahead 3-2 in the bottom of the third.
It's a great piece of hitting there from Natelli. It sends it right up the middle. Just textbook base hit there. 1 hop to the center fielder. He tries to fire it home, gets cut off at the mound by the first baseman. RBI single for Natelli, and that gives the Cats the lead.
So for Jack Natelli, 2 for 2, both RBI singles, both with 2 outs as well. That brings up Enzo Infelice, the freshman. He is 0 for 1 today. First pitch to him. Fouls it behind. Enzo Infelice has 11 multi-hit games this season. He's currently on a 7-game hitting streak. He's 10 for his last 27 with 6 driven in. Throw back to first, sliding in safely head first is Natilli. You do see the Bearcats, they love to throw those pitchers off guard, whether it's hopping around like a bunny by the base paths, hoping to distract the pitcher. Another throwback, and it's the same result as Natilli slides head first, beats a throw.
You mentioned a bunny. We got a holiday coming up. What are your thoughts on Easter and your holiday power rankings?
Wow. Family-wise, I'll go bottom 10. And Felice lines one to the shortstop. LeBlanc flips the second baseman. Baldridge for out number 3.
We'll pick up this conversation in the top of the 4th because I want to know your answer here.
Bearcats scored 2 thanks to an RBI double from Jackson Smith and an RBI single from Jack Natilli. Cincy 3, Kansas 2, top of the 4th coming up next. And it's top of the 4th here in Cincinnati. Bearcats up 3-2. After scoring 2 in the bottom frame of the 3rd, they retake the lead. Here comes Brady Bollinger back up to the plate. 0 for 1 today. Flew out to right field back in the 1st. And here's the shift in play for the Bearcats. First pitch to Bollinger is upstairs, shoulder high for ball 1. So you have Christian Mitchell, the 3rd baseman, ran over across the diamond, playing in a extended second baseman role. This is a second baseman Smith. It's in the outfield. Bollinger loads up and watches the ball go downstairs. So you got Coates at first, Jackson Smith, the second baseman, in shallow right field, Christian Mitchell on the edge of the infield dirt playing second base. Bollinger takes another ball. And then you got the shortstop Niehaus on the edge of the infield dirt once again. Just Bollinger rips one to right field and hits the gap for a base hit. It got between Jackson Smith and Derek Pitts, and it's a leadoff single for Brady Bollinger in the top of the 4th.
Now, the Bearcats were almost playing 4 outfielders there. You could make the argument they were, and somehow that found the lone gap in right field to one hop right into the glove of Derek Pitts. Leadoff single. Can Kansas get themselves back to a tie in this game or retake the lead?
That will bring up Augusto Mungarieta, who grounded out in the 2nd. Nobody out, top of the 4th. Blue is ready, sends the first pitch, and it's outside for a ball. For Connor Blue, his pitch count currently at 47. Last inning, it was 3 up, 3 down, but had some traffic in the 2nd. The 1-0. Mungarieta fouls it away left side. Sets up a 1-1 count. You mentioned Easter in my holiday power rankings. Man, you put me on the spot right there. I would say 5 through 10. I think it's a good holiday, but it would be higher if the school actually gave us days off for it.
Oh. It's interesting because I know that we both went to Catholic high schools, and mine actually did give us the day off. That's interesting.
I was meaning here for UC. The 1-1. Big swing and a miss by Moongarietto.
That makes sense too, if you're being honest. But
I mean, we get spring
in the
break.
past, we have had days off,
yes,
rather, is the way to put it.
But here at UC, I always get text messages. Are you coming home for Easter? No, I don't get the days off for it, unfortunately. Blue sends his 1-2. Breaking ball, and it clipped Moongarietto. A late reaction from the home plate umpire by Ron Whitting.
That was an immediate call for the review from Cincinnati, and Jordan Bischel is going to challenge this one. You saw the catcher Natalia immediately do the motion for the headset. I think it was so delayed, as you even saw, Moongarietto didn't even really react like he got hit until the ump said it. So we'll see here.
The umpires convene right ahead of home plate in the shallow infield grass. Like you mentioned, it was a very late call. About a second after the pitch happened, or rather, the Tilly caught the pitch that the umpire said hit him on the elbow. And now they will officially review this play. Which means we have some dead time. We can talk about anything we'd like. I mean, the sky is looking really cool right now. A lot of high cirrus clouds, signaling high pressure. Good weather to come.
I wish that we had a plane that was flying by in the area. I don't see one at the moment. We'll have to. Oh, there's one in the distance over there.
Oh, that looks like a DHL plane. So the reason we're doing this, Quentin Coates, the star first baseman, has a lot of interest in aviation. He wants to be a pilot after his baseball career. And where Cincinnati's campus is located, a lot of planes on their approach to CVG,
which is not in Ohio, by the way.
It's not in Ohio. It's in Kentucky across the river. A lot of those planes heading into the airport will fly over UC on their final approach. So off in the distance, we saw what is, I assume, a DHL freighter heading into CVG. You get out flight radar, you make a guess. Where do you think this plane is coming from?
This could be all over the place, if I had to guess here. I think that I'm going to say it's coming from somewhere in the Northeast. I'm going to hit you with a Boston.
Boston, okay. Hold on, I got an ad.
Not paying for premium.
No. So it is a DHL freighter. DHL, it's international. I'm going to go with, it didn't fly overhead, which means it's coming, like you mentioned, from the Northeast or the Northwest. I'm going to go international. I think you get a lot of German flights into Cincinnati.
Interesting.
I'm going to go Hamburg.
Oh.
Hamburg, Germany is my international guess.
I now have a feeling this will be some Asian country, and we're going to be completely off.
All right, you're watching me. I click it. Leipzig, Germany.
Wow.
Bring back Moongarietto. He was not hit by the pitch. Sets up a 2-2 count. Bollinger returns back to first. Top of the fourth. Nobody out. Bearcats up 3-2 in this Sunday rubber match between the Bearcats and Jayhawks. The only thing now is every time a plane comes by, I'm going to be interested to play that game.
Hopefully it happens while Quentin Coates is at bat at some points.
You remember Braden Smith, UC football wide receiver?
I
he
do
wanted to be a
remember
pilot too. We call that a pool nowadays, right?
A pool?
What a good pool that was, Braden Smith.
Correct use of that term there. It took me a second to process, but that is a great use of that term.
I remember we called the UCF game back in 2023 when Emory Jones was starting quarterback.
Future Louisville King there.
All right, here we go. Connor Blue is ready. Moongarietto steps in. 2-2 count, nobody out. Here's the offering. Outside and away, knee high. Sets up a full count with nobody out in the top of the fourth.
I take that back. Emory Jones is a future Orlando Storm.
Oh, wow. That's a good pull. Bollinger at first. Bearcat dugout making some noise. The payoff pitch. Swung gone. Foul left side. Out of play. Moongarietto has recorded a hit in 11 of his last 15 games. He's hit 5 of his 7 home runs in that span. Blue is ready. Moongarietto waits. The payoff pitch. Downstairs, and it's a ball. That will move Bollinger to second. Moongarrieta takes his free passage to first. And it's 2 on for the Jayhawks with nobody out in the top of the 4th.
See some movement down there in Cincinnati's bullpen. Doesn't look like too much. Potentially someone getting warmed up. Looks like a right-hander. We'll keep an eye on it here as the pitching coach is going to head out for Cincy.
So Connor Blue, a freshman pitcher, as we talked about, highly recruited. Someone who we talked about it started off as a midweek guy, but today has moved into that Sunday starter role. A couple weeks ago, Jordan Bischel said he wouldn't be surprised at all if him or Chad Brown are going to go with longer pitch counts or Sundays or Tuesdays. Blue was the 16th overall and 3rd best right-handed pitcher in Illinois for his class.
And you know, baseball is such an interesting sport when it comes to how it's managed compared to especially some of the other sports we do here for Bearcats in the way of pitch counts and the way the series works. A lot of times, a lot more focus is going to be put on those Friday, Saturday games when it comes to your strongest arms. Those can set the tone really for the series. Sunday and midweek is such an interesting place, and Cincinnati down the stretch here going to have a lot of midweek games to go forward against some strong competition.
Here comes Tyson Owens. He's 1 for 1 today. Singled back in the second. I can confirm Dalen Schuler is one of the guys, or at least was someone throwing in the bullpen. First pitch to Owens is downstairs, shin high for ball 1. I'm trying to make out the second person as the UC bullpen is deep into left field, foul side, which is directly diagonal from us. The 1-0. Owens takes a strike.
And I am absolutely no help in trying to find that number as well.
I think it's Carson Marsh. I see a 2.
I was going to say, I can kind of point out a 2 there on his back. It's very tough to tell.
We'll say Carson Marsh is warming up with nobody out in the top of the 4th. That one almost got by Natilli with the 2-1 count for Tyson Owens. You got Bollinger at second, Moongarrieta at first. Kansas threatening with an opportunity to potentially tie or even retake the lead. The pitch, check swing. Owens could not hold it. 2-2 count. If Blue can get out of this jam, that would be very critical, not only for a team standpoint, but for his confidence as a freshman. Blue is ready, looks back at second. The 2-2. Hit to the second baseman. Smith throws to second. Over to first, and it is in time for the double play. 4-6-3. Bollinger advances to third, and it's a much-needed double play for the Bearcats.
I mean, what a turn there at second base from Charlie Niehaus. That is such a tough play. It looks like we're going to get potentially another review here. Maybe a challenge from Kansas. Looks like we will. But that is such a tough turn for Charlie Niehaus to make. Catches it with the left. The quick turn throwing across his body at first. Original call on the field's going to be out. But man, what a turn there from Niehaus.
We are located just, you can say, right above the Kansas dugout, which is in line of first base. It was a very close play, and the first base umpire, Cody Oakes, had a tough one to call. As you mentioned, the call on the field is out. So we've hit our second review here in the top frame of the 4th. I see no planes in the sky right now, unfortunately.
Gotta keep a strong eye out here just in case.
You know, there's a viewing area at CVG.
Really?
In which they have a nice playground which kids can play. It's aviation themed, so like planes, they have benches, and they have kind of plaques that highlight information about CVG. They mention the peak times, the off times, what days are the busiest. It's a really cool experience.
I know that you're a big aviation guy as well, somewhat. As do we see one? Oh, that is way in the distance.
That is a small one.
Yeah, I can't even tell what that one is. But my question for here would be, if you were to be a pilot, did you ever want to be a pilot at some point?
No.
Never wanted to be.
No. I think the reason is, I think as a kid, everyone has a fear of flying when you first start out. I started playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is a fun game. It was on Game Pass. Here's the call from the umpire, and he's safe. So it's no double play. Instead of fielder's choice, 4-6. Owens will stay at first, Bollinger at third. However, the double play is still in effect.
Double play is still in effect, and you're going to get your pitching change, it looks like now, for Cincinnati. I believe that is Carson Marsh who's going to come in from the bullpen.
So that will do it for the freshman Connor Blue. 53 pitches today. He goes 3 1/3, allowing 3 hits and 2 runs. Take a quick timeout here. Call to the bullpen in Clifton. Bearcats up 3-2. Welcome back to UC Baseball Stadium. Top of the 4th, 1 down. Jayhawks runners on the corners. It will be Carson Marsh making a team-high 12th appearance. His last appearance came last Sunday against Utah. Gave up 2 earned runs in 1 innings pitched. He appeared twice in that Utah series. With the strong pitching the Bearcats have had in Game 1 and the situation they had in Game number 2, there wasn't really an opportunity for Marsh to be sent out. Here's a good opportunity. It's a 1-run game, 1 out, top of the 4th. Dario Osora steps in. The righty hitter awaits the first pitch from Marsh. Here it comes, runner goes. Owens, throw down to second, and they do not get the tag. Niehaus immediately signals for a review, and it looks like we are going to have another one. Very risky play, or rather gutsy for Natilli to throw that one down to second with Bollinger at third, and we will have another review. Call on the field was that Mungarieta was safe. Excuse me, Owens was safe. He only has 2 stolen bases this year. If he gets this one, this would be a 3rd.
I was off the headset for a second there, and I get back on. We have another review.
Yes.
This is, they love this 4th inning.
Call on the field was third.
It
in
is
a 1-run game.
That is a very gutsy play, and you know that's a little league thing you don't quite do, but here in quote-unquote big leagues of college baseball Division I, it's something that we'll take the risk on. He trusts his shortstop and second baseman to make the play. I was going to make a joke that if it was a little bit chillier, maybe the umps just want to stay warm in there inside kind of the closet area they have behind the home plate here where they review the play, but It's a beautiful day. I just had to take my sweatshirt off. It's so nice, and the sun peeking out's making it warmer. I don't see any planes in the air for us to talk about, but I do want to shout out Hayden up here for running our entire broadcast here. Got the schlaggiest pint I've ever seen up there, too. I mean, just a beautiful one right there. But
my friend Mark, we attended one of the UC baseball games here a couple weeks ago. He bought a tall beer, ran him $18. That is crazy.
Not cheap here at the ballpark by any means. And trying to see, did he split the C? Tough to tell if he did split the C, but
well, his buddy did over here.
His buddy did, exactly. That's a good one. I'm not sure who this is, but good for him. Thank you to Paulina, who's setting out for all these photos that you, for some reason, threw under the bus earlier.
Okay, guys, okay. Okay. Here come the umpires. The call on the field stands.
So Cincinnati going to only have one challenge remaining.
So with one down, top of the fourth, Bearcats up 3-2. Jayhawks have runners in scoring position, both at second and third. It's a 1-0 count for Astoria. Marsh stands tall from the stretch. The 1-0, big swing and a miss by Astoria. Sets up a 1-1 count.
It's one of those high-pressure scenarios that we've seen Carson Marsh come into in the past couple years. Can he work his way out of this with just one down?
Marsh, the 1-1. Big swing and a miss again from Astoria. Count stands at 1-2, 1 out.
Big might be an understatement for how hard he swung at that ball. Just could not square it up. He was trying to send that back to Kansas.
Marsh is ready. Deals the 1-2. Swung on, hit to Niehaus, gloves, throws to first, out number 2, but Bollinger will score, and this game is tied at 3. Owens advances to third. It's a fielder's choice from Astoria for the Jayhawks' his third run of the game.
Getting the job done. He was able to knock that run in. We got a squirrel on the field now going towards home plate.
Oh boy, in the UC dugout.
The ump called time.
The dugout, they're all on the top step. The squirrel is stationary right now.
He's frozen.
Takes one hop to his right. Here comes someone. Oh, he turns around, heading down the third base line towards our camera. Now he's moving further away, heading towards the UC bullpen.
What's the plan here, Squirrel? That's a brick wall.
I don't know if you can play this game with the squirrel still on the field. It's so unpredictable.
I think that might make it even more entertaining.
Well, they're going to play.
He's right underneath the Texas Tech pennant.
You better hope a foul ball is not hit that direction if you are the squirrel. 2 down, top of the fourth. Here is Josh Dykoff, 1 for 1 today. Had the 2-run homer back in the second that gave the Jayhawks the lead briefly before the Bearcats responded in the bottom of the third with 2 runs of their own. Owens at third. The 1-0, fouled behind for a 1-1 count.
Part of me that's surprised they stopped that for the Squirrel, if I'm being honest.
Would you rather let the squirrel get hit?
No, not necessarily. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that didn't quite seem like something the ump needed to stop the play for there.
This game has had it all, truly.
It was in foul play is what I'm trying to say.
The 1-1 sent high, looping towards the right field line, but foul. On to the big open area that is separated from Fifth Third Arena and the brand new athletic facility building.
Before someone accuses me of something there, no, I did not want the squirrel to be hit. It looks like Carson Marsh might have the trainer come out for a second here.
What's this about?
He's kind of shaking out his throwing arm.
He's walking around the mound. Has a smile on his face, and the trainer's working on his elbow.
This, to me, is looking like someone who's in pain but doesn't want to admit he is.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
And I'm wondering, with it being potentially an elbow, that's a little terrifying if you're a pitcher.
I mean, everyone reacts to pain differently. He has not stood still at all.
No. It's either an elbow or wrist.
Maybe shoulder? And so the Bearcats, they're going to have to go to the bullpen. Bischel is out there. He's walking towards the bullpen. And like I said, that was a perfect description. It's someone who doesn't want to show that they're in pain, but you can just see that he really is. Bishop is walking towards the UC bullpen. They don't have anyone technically warming up until now.
You know, that's not going to, shouldn't be an issue here, rather, because with it being an injury, whoever comes in should have enough time on the actual mound to warm up whatever they need. I can't say I've ever seen Bishop go down to the bullpen like that.
Usually they have walkie-talkies.
I could see one in his hand. I think he might just be going down there to make sure what he wants is going to happen here, but this has been a very long 4th inning.
And the UC infielders have huddled around their pitcher, giving him pats on the back. It almost looks like Marsh is a little emotional right now, getting support from his teammates and the trainer as well. Right there was Jackson Smith giving him another pat on the back. Obviously here it's a very serious situation that we have developing here. Carson Marsh, I couldn't see what happened, but in the sport of baseball, whenever you have someone, you know, reach for the shoulder, he's kind of grabbing at, you know, under near his armpit. So officially Marsh, he's done. He receives an ovation from the crowd here. His teammates come out of the dugout to support him.
It's just one of those tough moments because he came in, only threw a couple pitches, really. See, the exact number they're giving him on here is around,
I believe 5.
yeah, potentially if you add on the pitches from that last at bat, up to 7. Short day for him. He's one of the local kids on this team from just up in Westchester. Another one of the Moeller men on this squad for Cincinnati. You could tell it means a lot to him and did not want to come out of this game. And you just hope that that injury is not too much.
So it will be Hudson Johnson that will come in, the lefty. With the injury, he has as much time as he needs to warm up. Marsh made 24 appearances last year. He had a minor surgery in the fall, but leading into the season was healthy and now exits the game on what is presumed to be an injury. Here in the top of the 4th, with 2 outs, 3-3 is the ball game. We'll take a quick timeout here on Bearcat Sports Radio.
Is your try? Tough to tell. Yeah. Did he like throw it out? It looked like something in there.
I thought he was crying. You could see him like.
He was upset because it was ultimate. Could he be done for a while? Huh? No.
Took a turn.
And he's taking forever. Hudson Johnson did not play well yesterday either. Did he pitch yesterday? Yeah. He pitched yesterday and he only pitched like one person.
Top of the 4th here in Clifton. We're tied at 3 apiece between the Bearcats and the Jayhawks. So Connor Blue recorded 1 out in this inning through 54 pitches. His day was done. The Bearcats go to the bullpen, bring on the righty Carson Marsh, and he records 1 out before suffering what is presumed to be an injury. So the Bearcats have to pivot and go with the lefty Hudson Johnson, who is making his 6th appearance this season. He did appear yesterday for the Bearcats out of the pen. He went a third of an innings pitched, throwing only 3 strikes, or 3 pitches, excuse me.
You know, I don't want to stick too much on that Marsh injury because we don't want to speculate anything, but you know, we're just hoping he's all okay, and that's not too big of an injury. It's a guy who's been here at Cincinnati now for his 3rd season, one of the local kids on this roster, and you could just tell how much it meant to him out there when he realized he was going to have to come out of this game. Just got to keep thinking of him. You can see him in the dugout getting some treatment. Hoping it's not too bad, but we got baseball to play. We're not even halfway through this game right now, and it's taken almost an hour and a half already. It's going to be a long one today.
Currently at 1 hour and 17 minutes of action. So there's 2 outs in the top of the 4th. The count stands at 1-2 to Josh Dykoff. So if you're Hudson Johnson, all you got to do is get 1 strike and the inning's over. But, you know, that's a lot easier than it sounds, a lot harder than it sounds.
And he's got one of the toughest jobs potentially he could have here of being thrown in without a true warm-up. He had to get up, and he threw for maybe 30 seconds in the bullpen, came to the mound, and he's been thrown for 2 minutes. You just hope that he's ready to come into this one. He pitched yesterday, as we heard. Things didn't quite go his way, but we'll see if he can make up for it in this one.
Well, Johnson, the sophomore from Prior Lake, Minnesota, enters the game in the top of the 4th. 3-3 score, 2 outs. It's a 1-2 count with Tyson Owens 90 feet away. Lefty on lefty matchup. Johnson sends his 1-2. Swung on, lifted to center field. Daniels moving back, finds it, and makes the grab for out number 3. The Jayhawks do score 1 to tie the game. Coming up next, bottom of the 4th here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Bottom of the 4th here in Clifton. Bearcats and Jayhawks tied in today's rubber match. 3-3 is our score. It'll be Cal Sefcik, followed by Christian Mitchell and Conlon Daniel, 6, 7, 8 in the order. Dominic Vagley still on the mound for Kansas.
Yeah, this is an interesting part of the lineup for Cincinnati, especially that 6-7 hitters that they've got up here. Sefcik and Mitchell have a chance, really, to get this offense going. Now going to tie ball game once again. See what they can do.
We don't have a time for the innings, but Vagley sends its first pitch to Sefcik. Hits it left side, but foul. You got to imagine Vagley was in the dugout for maybe 20, 25 minutes. So he may be a little cold or may have to get acclimated back into the motions, the windup of being a pitcher.
That was a very long top of the 4th, but the Jayhawks only got 1 hit in it.
The 0-1 to Sefcik, upstairs, shoulder high for ball 1.
You had 2 pitching changes, multiple reviews on both sides.
There's baseball for you.
It truly is. The untimed game.
Vagley rocks and fires. Big swing and a miss from Sefcik. Got fooled on the breaking pitch. Today, the Jayhawks only have 3 hits. The Bearcats have 5. Cincinnati has matched their total yesterday, which was 3rd lowest this season. The 1-2 to Sefcik. And he froze him. A very long call by the home plate umpire. An 84-mile-an-hour breaking ball. And Sefcik goes down looking.
First looking strikeout of the day for either side. As you said, this ump has had a tendency to wait a second or two before he makes the call. Not in our favor as trying to commentate on what's happening. But
I mean, there's a good 2 seconds of, is it a ball, is it a strike? Because we are along the first base line. We're not directly behind home plate. And it's Daniel takes a ball on the first pitch. Excuse me, Mitchell. See, the umpire's throwing me off now.
you got a batter ahead here.
Mitchell 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to the shortstop back in the second. The 1-0 to him. Another ball. 2 0s our count for Christian Mitchell. And we do have another plane spotted by Aiden Riggs. Looks like a Delta A321, if I had to guess.
Do not know how you just guessed that.
It's by the wing. The 2-0 to Mitchell. Downstairs for ball 3.
I mean, this plane is all the way up there. And
It's only 3,000 feet high.
Okay, that's
I'm going to look real quick to see if I can get it. It is a Delta. It is a 757. As that one is in for a strike, a give me pitch.
For context, this 3,000 feet in the air is about 430 Aziz Bandegos. That's how high up that is, just for Cincinnati fans to get an idea of truly how far up there that is.
It's a 3-1 pitch to Mitchell. Watches a strike go in, knee high. Mitchell had something to say to the home plate umpire. 1 down, bottom of the 4th, 3-3 is our score. Nobody on for Cincinnati. Vaguely sends its payoff pitch. Mitchell fouls it beyond the press box and out of play. It eclipsed the netting, and you know that walkway we have behind the stadium, and especially the one between here and Fifth Third Arena, and on Sheik Lawn, honestly, you have to keep your eyes open.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first baseball game we've done together this year, I believe.
Yes.
The one thing that is missed, and I'll say it after this pitch.
The payoff pitch hits sharply to LeBlanc. Gloves, throws to first. There's out number 2.
Routine ground ball there by the shortstop, able to throw it across the diamond. But the one thing we're missing this year from the ballpark is sound effects.
Yes.
You know, last year we were very into the sound effects in every game we did. There's been no shattered glass sounds, anything like that. We might have to have a talk with our man Matt Noonan about where did these sound effects go and how do we get them back?
Honestly, because I remember my sophomore year, your freshman year, we did a handful of games. The helicopter.
Helicopter. That was
the best one. Daniel steps in and takes a strike on the first pitch, low in the zone. Daniel is 0 for 1 today, grounded out to third, back in the second. The sound effects make it so much better, and you'd imagine, as there's a ball from Vaguely, you'd imagine the team is doing much better than they were 2 years ago. Better attendance, better culture. You'd imagine, you know, the sound effect would stay, but they got axed.
They were an integral part of the first year of Bishop ball, you know?
The 1-1, big swing and a miss. A slight foul tip. And I took a deflection, I believe, off the home plate umpire, Ron Whitting, or the catcher, Mungarietta. Someone got hit off the deflection, either or. You do have 2 down, bottom of the 4th. The Bearcats and Jayhawks are tied at 3 apiece. Vaguely sets in. Roxon fires the 1-2 and goes down. Daniel looking. 3 up, 3 down for the Bearcats. 2 strikeouts looking for UC this bottom frame of the inning. 3-3 is our score, heading to the top of the 5th on Bearcat Sports Radio.
Pitching change here for Cincinnati in the top of the 5th. Aiden Riggs filling in for Chris Pagan right now at the top of the 5th inning as Chris steps off the mic. For Cincinnati, taking over on the mound will be number 24, Logan Knight, the tall right-hander from London, Ontario, a transfer from North Dakota State. Last year for North Dakota State, he was named to the All-Summit League second team, earned a spot on the All-Summit League championship tournament team, was also selected to the Academic All-District team as well, appearing in 15 games on the mound, a team best 5 wins, second on the team with 68 strikeouts so far in this season for Cincinnati as Chris works his way back onto the mic. He has appeared in it looks like 7th inning where Cincinnati went through 3 pitchers, saw 3 plays get reviewed. The Bearcats couldn't do anything in the bottom half of that inning. Chris Pagan is back, and Chris, feel free to take over.
Thank you. I had a long run to the bathroom, and I come out and see Logan Knight on the mound, which means I have to make adjustments to my scorecard. Here is Dylan Schlotterback in, 0 for 1 today, takes a strike on the first pitch. Logan Knight, he's the typical Saturday starter, but here coming out of the bullpen in the top of the 5th. Knight gets set. The pitch ripped into left center, down for a base hit. That's another leadoff single for the Kansas Jayhawks.
A few more pitchers than they had planned on going through today, already on their 4th and the 5th inning. Of course, last inning was eventful, but still not what they were looking to do today.
Here comes Jordan Bach, the right fielder, 0 for 2 today. First pitch by Knight, check swing, hit to Mitchell, goes to first as there was nobody covering second. They get the out at first, but Schlotterback moves to second base. Mitchell wanted to go to second, but nobody was covering the bag.
It was just an awkward play there. It's going to go down, I believe, as a fielder's choice of sort or just a ground out. But as you said, no one was covering second, just had to make the play at first.
Here comes Cade Baldridge. He's 0 for 1 today. Stat broadcast is still not updated that Hudson Johnson, he's not in the game no more. And there's a line drive, gets past the second baseman Smith into right field. And Schlotterback will stop at third. It's a single for Cade Baldridge, and the Jayhawks have runners on the corners in the top of the 5th in a 3-3 ball game.
It was one of those awkward hits as it was on a line towards the second baseman, Smith. Smith, it dives out for it, trying to stop it, potentially grab it, gets past him, and Schlotterback kind of had to just stop in his tracks off of his lead at second. Stop sign immediately went up by the third base coach. He got corners filled with only 1 out. It's a tough spot for Knight to be in.
For Knight, 2-2 on the year, ERA of 6.75, making his 8th appearance this year. Throws back to first, keeping an eye on Baldridge. Tyson LeBlanc over 2, hits .282 this season. A chance to put his team in front. Knight is ready, sends the pitch, in for a strike. LeBlanc started at LSU UNice, a JUCO. He was an NGCAA Division I All-American, where he spent 2 years there. Originally from Louisiana. Knight steps off. He slashed .367, an OPS of 1.85, 132 runs batted in 119 career games.
That was a very weird step off from Knight. I don't know if you caught that. He kind of stepped off and threw his arm up. I was kind of afraid at first he might get called for a balk. It was an awkward moment.
The 0-1 is lifted into right center. Closing in on it is Derek Pitts. Sails under it, makes the grab. Tagging his Schlotterback. Here's the throw, and it's not in time. The Jayhawks take the lead 4-3 in the top of the 5th, thanks to a sac fly from Tyson LeBlanc. 2 down in the top of the 5th.
The left fielder, number 26.
It was a great throw from right from Pitts. Just not going to be in time. It was on a 1 hop. Just couldn't quite get it there. Gives Kansas the lead.
Baldridge did not advance. He's still at first base. 2 down. Shift is in play once again for the lefty slugger, Brady Bollinger. He's 1 for 2 today. Loads up and takes a big miss on a swing for strike 1. Bollinger had a good year last year. All Big 12 first team, third team All-American. Led the team with 79 hits. The 0-1 chases again. Quickly down 0-2 in the count with 2 down in the top of the 5th. Jayhawks up 4-3 over the Cincinnati Bearcats. Once again, what can be contributed as a 4 outfield look for the Bearcats in play. The 0-2 from Knight skips before the plate. Good sliding stop made by Natili for a 1-2 count.
As you said, it's one of those awkward borderline 3 infielders, 4 outfielders look, as you said, where you got your second baseman playing a very shallow right field. And Mitchell steps over from third to almost fill that second base gap.
Knight looks down, looks back at first, gets set. Kicks and fires the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Bollinger went fishing down low. And the Bearcats get out of the inning, but it's not before a run is scored by the Jayhawks thanks to a sac fly RBI by Tyson LeBlanc. Jayhawks up 4-3 as we enter the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th here at UC Baseball Stadium. Bearcats trail 4-3 to the visiting Kansas Jayhawks. Cincinnati, their order will feature 9-1-2 and Charlie Niehaus, who had that triple back in the 3rd inning. Jackson Smith followed up with an RBI double of his own that temporarily tied the game for UC before Jack Natili in that same inning had an RBI single to give UC the lead.
Niehaus is a guy that's not at all known for his bat as he is hitting out of the 9-hole, much more known for his glove. But he has that speed to where if one gets past an outfielder, he can just keep running. That's what he did on that ball that I still think should have been caught in the center field, as it probably could have been ruled an error as well. But
Fagley still in the game, throws a strike on the first pitch.
you know, it's just one of those guys that you almost have 2 leadoff guys where if they get on base, you got so much speed running around, so dangerous. And if you can get both of them on like they did in that 3rd inning, it's dangerous.
Line drive, foul ball by Niehaus into the padding that's protecting camera 5 for the ESPN Plus broadcast.
That might be the most terrifying foul ball you can have if you're in camera 5. I'm praying for whoever is down there. It's like the ump might be giving him a break here too, just walking that ball out to the mound.
Exit velo 99.
I've never been down in one of those.
I don't want to
scared
be.
too. I've heard some stories from a friend of the program, Ben Pennington, about being down there.
I do not want to be down there. It seems terrifying. The 0-2 to Niehaus downstairs. About sock level high, you could say, for ball 1.
So you mentioned earlier that whoever was down there kind of resembled Justin from afar. If we can imagine Justin being down there, his reaction to that.
I'm done, dude. I'm done. The 1-2 to Niehaus upstairs, helmet high for ball 2. I hear a plane. I see one flying overhead. It's Delta.
He knows. He just knows.
Vaguely kicks and fires his 2-2. Slowly tapped, but foul first.
Went off of his foot.
That's a painful experience right there.
No one is safe from foul balls here, apparently, whether you're in the camera well or at the plate.
And the netting here, I've had this conversation with many people. The netting extends to about where the bases are. In the MLB, it goes down the line much further. Here, it's a different story for college ball.
If you're sitting,
Miss. Drop third strike. Mungarietta throws to first for out number 1. Niehaus chased the breaking ball low in the zone. 84 miles an hour. Here comes Jackson Smith with 1 out.
good start for Kansas in this inning. Wanted to just keep pushing forward. Haven't gone to their bullpen yet. We'll see how long he stays in this one.
You got to remember, Vaguely was the Friday starter last year. He's very talented. As Smith takes a strike, he just struggled a bit to start the year. Tonight, his stat line: 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, and 5 strikeouts. That was his 67th pitch of the game. The 0-1 hit down the line, third base, but barely foul.
That looked more like a cricket hit. I know that's an awkward analogy for that one, but completely the opposite way. And it almost was able to find its way fair. The swing on it was very interesting. His body was almost turned towards us down the first baseline, but it went down third, just went foul. There's a huge chance, just couldn't go fair.
0-2 count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Chase the high fastball. 98 miles an hour. Strikeout number 6 on the day for Vaguely.
As you said, number 6. Can he go perfect in this inning? Potentially get his 7th. Derek Pitts in the plate.
Derek Pitts 0 for 2 today. Struck out back in the third as well. Bottom of the 5th, Jayhawks up 4-3. First pitch to Pitts, chopped to left side third baseman, but foul. You talked about it in the pregame. On Friday, the Bearcats achieved their 20th win of the season. It's the fastest the program has ever reached the 20-win mark. Vaguely kicks and deals. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. Vaguely is just cooking right now. Having a stellar performance. Looking for the punch out. The 0-2 pitch. Here it comes the Pitts. Downstairs, shin high for ball 1.
I had to check to make sure that we weren't in the area of an immaculate ending there with these strikeouts. I think that he had 4 to an earlier batter, but still.
Still has a chance to punch out.
Great snag there by the dugout, able to reach right over the fencing there and bring it in.
The 1-2 pitch. Here it is. That one is sent high and deep to right field. Bach moving back at the wall, makes the grab on the track. Boy, that one got out in a hurry. Exit velo 99, but a good job by Jordan Bach to track it down for out number 3.
Made great contact on it, but just not enough. That'll retire the side.
Vaguely has retired 7 straight. We head to the top of the 6th. Jayhawks up 4-3 here on Bearcast Sports Radio.
Top of the 6th inning here from UC Baseball Stadium. A beautiful day for baseball here in Cincinnati. The Bearcats taking the field with Logan Knight still on the mound. Faced 5 batters in the 5th inning. Only 1 run scored for Kansas, which gave them the lead. They lead this one 4-3 over Cincinnati. You're going to have the 5, 6, and 7 batters due up for the Jayhawks in this inning.
5, 6, and 7 full batters.
As you hear there, just being repeated there. Garrietta is going to lead things off for them, batting in that right-handed batter's box. Garrietta so far tonight 0 for 1, had a walk back in the 4th. Grounded out to start things in the 2nd, going to lead things off here in the 6th for this Jayhawk team. 5 hits so far in the game. First pitch to him, a strike in there from Knight. Picks up as the 4th pitcher of the night for Cincinnati. They had that eventful 4th inning that saw 3 different players on the mound after a couple injuries and a couple reviews. That ball is hit in the air towards left field. Backing up right to the track is Sefcik. Going to run that down, makes the play. 1 down in the inning, a deep fly ball to get things going.
You know, I think, honestly, it didn't seem like it was hit that hard. But I think if the wind was not blowing in from that direction, I think that might have left. I think that could have been a solo home run. But on UC pitching, I mentioned it before how Logan Knight, he was the Saturday starter. I think UC is going to use him as like an extended reliever role, and I could see him going the stretch of this game.
Tyson Owens steps in, 1 for 2 on the night. First pitch to him, misses outside from Knight. 1-0 count with 1 down. Kansas leads 4-3 over Cincinnati. Both teams with 5 hits so far here in the top of the 6th. Knight sets on the mound. The tall right-hander kicks, delivers. Check swing, didn't go, doesn't matter. Goes in for a strike, evens the count at 1-1.
Here, the one I was talking about, like I said, it's blowing in from about left field towards the pole.
And right into our face as well. The 1-1 grounded right into the Kansas dugout. If he got underneath that one, that was our chance for the foul ball. That was heading right on a line towards us. It's going to happen eventually.
You're really adamant on this happening.
It's going to happen. It has to. With where we're at, we're too susceptible. I hope that if it comes, Luke's okay over our right shoulder here on cam number 3.
Wow, it's gusting. We had gusts up to 25.
1-2 count, misses outside. As you said, these might be the biggest gusts we've had so far of the day. Evens the count at 2-2. 1 down in the inning. Tyson Owens on the season, batting .243. 17 RBIs with 4 home runs. The left-hander sets in the box, and the right-hander on the mound kicks and delivers. Ground ball going towards the right side. Third baseman Mitchell over there in the position. Bobbles it off the shift. Can't make the play. Owens is going to reach. We'll see how that is ruled. Potentially an error on Christian Mitchell, the third baseman who is playing more of a second baseman role.
Kind of answer my question, like if he's technically playing in the second baseman spot, is that E6? Is that it's going to be an E5? But it was a chance that Mitchell had. It wasn't hit that hard, just couldn't glove it correctly, and it kind of bobbled around, just couldn't get a grip on it. But infield errors, that has been the kryptonite for this young Cincinnati team on defense, is that the infield has produced a lot of their errors.
So 1 down. Runner at first base is Owens, the batter. Osoria steps into the left-handed batter's box. Watch the right-handed batter's box, rather. Watches it go by for ball number 1. Still 1 down in the inning. Officially ruled an E5 on Christian Mitchell, even though it was that awkward one where he was playing on the other side of second base. That one's fouled off. The 1-0 makes it go 1-1 towards the indoor practice facility, catches the window, and bounces back.
That is a very unique spot. I'm sure there's some material that's like extra.
Owens scooped up there by Quentin Coates. No damage done. We'll go back and try the 1-1 again. It's an interesting question, though, that I had to take that into consideration.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally adjacent to the baseball field. Not to mention the team practice here a lot, so you're going to have a lot of, BP happening, live game simulations, all that fun stuff.
Osorio waits the pitch from Knight. Check swing, didn't matter. Went in for a strike. 1-2 count to him. 1 down.
This is a huge inning for Cincinnati. If you can, love to get a double play right here to end it, and also lower the pitch count for Knight as well.
Osoria 0 for 2 in the night with an RBI. Check swing, did not go. Ball was in the dirt. Count goes to 2-2. Osoria, one of the seniors on this team for Kansas. He's got 20 RBIs on the season as a whole. Owens, the runner on first, is 4 for 4 stealing this year. Knight kicks, delivers. That one's low, shin high once again. Count will go full with 1 down.
Trying to use a breaking ball a lot against Osorio. Trying to put it low away, forcing the chase, but now, like you mentioned, 3-2 count. You need your best stuff right here if you're Logan Knight.
Decent lead from Owens on first. Knight sets, kicks, delivers. The 3-2 hit in the air, in the infield. Backtracking on that one is Charlie Niehaus, left side. Gonna run underneath it. Owens retreats to first. Pop fly gets the out, and there's 2 down in the inning.
In this weather, any pop fly you can get is a huge play because the wind can play so many tricks on the ball before you know it. While you were calling that play, we had that gust of wind come in, and it's scary because any time in a day like this, anything can happen. So do not take any pop-up flyout that you get for granted for either team.
Josh Dykoff gonna step in. Tall lefty awaits the pitch from the tall righty Knight on the mound. Owens still the runner on first with 2 down in the inning. Long look in from Knight. Here's the pitch, fouled off right off of home plate. Make the count go 0-1. Owens was off with the pitch as well, getting halfway to second before he had to turn around.
Yeah, this year, Owens 4 stolen bases on the year. If they can get a hit and run, just the way the outfielders are playing kind of deep. Anything that drops, if they do go with a hit and run, it's going to score the runner.
0-1, gonna be just low. We were waiting. The ump at times is a little hesitant on his calls. We were waiting to see if that one was gonna go for a strike. It does not. 1-1 counts. Of course, Dykoff earlier in this game hit the home run to right center field. Talked a lot about the wind in this one. The 1-1 in the dirt. Gonna be a good grab there from Natilli behind the plate. 2-1 count with 2 down.
I think Natilli has had a lot of action when it comes to a lot of pitches being low in the dirt, having to stop a lot of them going from behind. I think the pitchers are trying to be too accurate and forcing the chase very low.
2-1, big swing and a miss. Deuces are wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Mitchell is gonna once again work towards that right side of the second base bag. Playing that extra second baseman role in a way. Knight sets on the mound, runner on first. 2-2 count, 2 outs. 2-2 misses low. Dugout for Cincinnati was ready to celebrate there. The count goes full. Owens will be off with the pitch. Cincinnati's infield gonna back up. Coates will not hold him on anymore. Knight, long look in, wanted a repeat on the signals. He sets on the mound. 3-2. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt, dropped by Natilli. The throw down to first, gets him. Coach retires him. Another strikeout goes for Knight, and that will retire the side in the top of the 6th. Kansas takes a 4-3 lead into the middle of the 6th here in Cincinnati. We'll take a quick break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Bottom 6 here in Cincinnati. Aiden Riggs, Chris Pagan here for Bearcat Sports Radio. Kansas takes a 4-3 lead into the Cincinnati offensive side of this frame. Vaguely going to stay on the mound so far tonight. He's got 74 pitches, 6 strikeouts. That ERA continues to come down. He came into this game with 8.6. It's down to 8.1.
Yeah, and he's a pitcher, like we said many times. He's super talented. A lot of respect for him just to not have a good start. And I think I think a player like this is so dangerous because it happened yesterday too for Cincinnati when they came to Kansas starting pitcher who went 7 innings, strike out 11. I think you may look at the stats and go, okay, he's not having a good year. We can get all on this guy, but when he's playing like this, dealing the stuff he's dealing, it's showing you what he has in him. And I think this is a good start for him that can kind of break mentally out of the slump he's been in and get back to his old ways.
Got a big test to start off this inning. Quentin Coach, the leading batter for the Cincinnati team, in there first, grounds it to the first baseman, snagged by Dykoff. He steps on first, an easy out to start things off. I was going to mention how Coates already had a double and a run.
To remain low inning by inning. Right now, he is at 75. If you have another quick inning, which they have now retired 8 in a row, I could see them allowing Vaguely to go possibly 7-8 innings.
Here comes your cleanup hitter, Jack Natilli. Tonight's catcher for Cincinnati grounds that one towards the shortstop, LeBlanc. He's going to send it across the diamond to Dykoff, retires him. 2 pitches, 2 outs for Vaguely.
He honestly might go 8 today. I mean, this is a dream start for the inning. If you're Kansas, this is the heart of the Bearcats' order. A lot of power hitters and sluggers. And you forced 2 ground balls on 2 pitches so far. That is a great start to this inning for Vaguely in Kansas.
So it comes down to Enzo and Felice with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Bearcats trail by 1. Vaguely's first pitch goes way over the head of the catcher. The ump did not even flinch. Stayed in his crouch the entire time there. Blood was frozen, as they would say.
You know what it reminds me of? That video of the kid taking BP inch.
So 1-0 to Infelice. The pitch from Vaguely. That's high and in. Catcher has to tell him to slow down here. He's going to actually walk out there for a little bit and just, not quite a visit, but just going to yell to him from other side of home plate. So a 2-0 count to Infelice. Vaguely made a strong start to this inning. Took 2 pitches to take down Cincinnati's 2 strongest hitters as Infelice watches another one go by. 3-0 count with 2 down. Kansas holding on to a 1-run lead. Crowd staying into it here in Cincinnati. Bearcats trying to close out this series in this rubber match. Watches it go by right in the dirt. A 4-pitch walk to Infelice after Vaguely was as efficient as he could possibly be with the first 2 batters.
Yeah, lost some of that control right there. Those first 2 pitches were up in the zone. Nearly hit Infelice. The one, like you mentioned, sailed over the catcher. It went off the padding. You heard this like thump. And it was like, what was that? But because he threw it so fast and you could barely see it, it went off the padding. But this right here has to be a big get for Vaguely. You need an out right here for Kansas. For UC, you need to string together a couple of hits.
So here's Cal Sefcik. Sefcik 0 for 2 on the day. Watches the first one go by for a strike. Outer part of the zone. Gets in an 0-1 hole. Sefcik so far today, his last plate appearance, went out looking. He's also flew out to the first baseman earlier as well. Vaguely sets on the mound, runner on first is Infelice. The 0-1 misses inside on Sefcik. Evens the count at 1-1 with 2 down in the bottom of the 6th.
It's been jamming a lot.
Vaguely trying to hold on to Kansas' 1-run lead. The 1-1 count to Sefcik. Watches that one go by, missed low. I think the catcher couldn't quite believe it. Count's gonna go 2-1.
Like I mentioned, the umpire's taking a sweet old time giving these calls.
Wind continues to whip here in Clifton. 2-1 count with 2 down. Sefcik awaits, watches it go by. Count goes to 2-2. Evens it up. Big pitch incoming.
Probably imagine maybe a breaking ball right here. Try and make him chase low.
2-2, Vaguely delivers, grounded right up the middle. Second baseman steps over, throws to first in time, retires the side. Kansas holds on to their 1-run lead as we head to the top of the 7th inning here in Cincinnati. Let's take a quick break here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Back here inside of UC Baseball Stadium, Kansas leads Cincinnati 4-3 as we enter the top of the 7th inning. 9-1-2 due up for the Jayhawks here in this inning. Logan Knight remains on the mound for Cincinnati so far. Knight in 2 innings pitched. He's thrown only 29 pitches. Struck out 2. He's given up 1 run, and it was earned. Slaughter back is going to ground that to the shortstop. Charlie Niehaus throws across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out for Cincinnati. Just copying that bottom of the 6th that Kansas had.
If he can get that, that's what you're aiming for. You see there's a lot of movement in the UC bullpen, but no one's actively warming up, which makes me believe that they're going to let Knight go the distance if he can. If he gets in some trouble, you know, maybe go deep in your bullpen and get one of your closers out. But I would imagine that we're going to see Knight go the rest of the way.
Lineup turns around. Box steps in for Kansas. Watches the first pitch go by for a strike. Lower part of the zone, breaking ball. Count goes 0-1. Box so far tonight, 0 for 3. Fly out, strike out, ground out. Trying to go for the cycle and ways to get out here if he lines one here. Bach awaits the 0-1. Fouls it into the mitt of Natilli. Count will go 0-2. Once again, you'll see Mitchell shift from the left side of the infield to the right. Third baseman plays second baseman. The short right fielder in there for the Bearcats. Knight, long look in, 0-2 count, 1 down, top of the 7th. The pitch, grounded down the first baseline. It went off of his foot. It's going to be a foul ball. We'll try it again.
I think an interesting thing, too, is that you have the left fielder, Cal Sefcik. When Mitchell moves over to that second base spot, you have Sefcik moving over to the left, playing really closer towards that line. So there's a huge gaping gap in left center, but you do have a speedy Conlon Daniel in center that can track balls down if they go in that direction.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. Strikeout. Dropped by Natilli. He'll throw down to first. Retires him. 2 down now in the top of the. Up ruled as a single. Where he did not advance. 0-1. Line down the first base line. Going to go foul. 0-2 count. That was a dangerous ball down there. Bearcats had him shifted over once again, playing closer to the. Bearcats had him shifted over once again, playing closer to the line, but went to an awkward area. Baldridge stays alive.
Exit velo 102. I don't think the broadcast got my good side, though.
Oof.
I don't think they did.
Might have to take that one up with today's director, Paul. Knight. Motions, kicks, delivers, strike 3, strikes 2 of them out. A big swing and a miss from Baldridge, retires the side. Knight struts his way back into the dugout, and Cincinnati will stretch here in the middle of the 7th and take the batter's box in the bottom of the 7th after this break. Bottom 7 here in Cincinnati. The Bearcats trail by 1 to Kansas. Rubber match of a 3-game series here in the Queen City. Bearcats took game 1 on Friday. Kansas responded yesterday, picking up the win. Cincinnati enters this series as the number 25 team in the nation. earned their 20th win of the season on Friday in the opener of this series, the fastest team in program history to reach 20. Trying to add on to it here. Christian Mitchell will lead things off in the bottom of the 7th. So far today, Mitchell has grounded out twice, both of those going to the shortstop. Looking to start things off here and get that offense going for the Bearcats. Vaguely still remains on the mound. First pitch misses outside, 1-0 count to Mitchell.
That was his 86th pitch. Remember, we can't see the Kansas bullpen from where we're sitting, so we don't know if they have action going, but they probably do.
Vaguely going the distance. That one misses inside as well. 2-0 count to Mitchell. As you said, Mitchell looking for his first hit of this game. Came in batting .280 on the season. 16 total RBIs and 4 home runs for the senior. That plays both ways. Known to come in potentially in the 9th inning for save scenarios. Vaguely, the 2-0 finds the zone. 2-1 count. Nobody down, top of the 7th.
I think this is a situation in which it is the bottom of the order for UC, 7, 8, 9. But because Vaguely is doing so well, I don't think you're going to see any pinch hitters.
2-1 to Mitchell. Pitch misses or catches the top of the zone. 2-2 count to him now. Still nobody down. Leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 7th. Kansas leading 4-3. Mitchell awaits the pitch from Vaguely. Vaguely kicks, delivers. Hit in the air down the left field line. Is that going to go fair? Awkward position, diving for the catch. What a play that's made by Bollinger. The normal first baseman for this Jayhawk team gets one for his highlight reel. What a snag. 1 down in the inning.
Well, I see why they put him in left field for plays just like that. He is an athletic player. What's impressed me the most was how much ground he tracked to get that ball. It kind of sailed in the air for a long time. Ballinger covered a ton of ground, made the diving acrobatic grab, and he's having some word to the guys in the UC bullpen as well. What an athletic play.
So 1 down in the inning. Conlon Daniel going to step in for Cincinnati. Big swing and a miss on that first pitch that he misses completely. You could feel the wind from that swing all the way up here. 0-1 count to him. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out in the 2nd. Strikeout looking in the 4th. Hits that one over our heads. See, that's the opportunity as it catches. It somehow catches the light pole. Everyone over here reacting. That's our opportunity. Catches the light pole. There we go. See, it's in play.
Look, if Daniel had a chance, if he had 100 tries to hit that same light pole, he wouldn't do that. That was really impressive.
It's an 0-2 count to him with 1 down in the inning. Cincinnati trails 4-3 to Kansas. Vaguely remains on the mound, just over that 90 pitch count on this one. Check swing, did he go? Ball was in the dirt, he did not. Staying alive, count goes 1-2.
This is a big opportunity for Cincinnati. If they can get some help from the bottom order of their lineup, which they can roll over to the top, that will be critical, but they need to get on base.
You can hear that Kansas dugout, the 1-2. Fouled off, staying alive is Daniel. As you said, Daniel, the bottom part of the lineup, batting in the 8-hole, playing center field today. And Cincinnati just trying to gain some momentum as we go into the final 1/3 of this game.
You see 5 through 9 hitters, they are 1 for 12 today.
Vaguely. The 1-2 pitch to Daniel. Swings, grounded to the left side. Played by the 3rd baseman, thrown across the diamond. Makes the play. 2 down in the inning.
Hard hit ball. It's right at the 3rd baseman, Schlotterbeck. That's not an easy throw to make. He was kind of in that deeper part of the infield grass, or excuse me, infield dirt. And Daniel, he's a speedy guy. That's not an easy play to make. But it's a good one for him in Kansas with 2 down.
So Charlie Niehaus going to step in. A triple earlier in this game, scored a run. In his last plate appearance, he struck out to start the 5th inning. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Cincinnati trails 4-3 to Kansas. Niehaus puts some good metal on that ball. It's dropped by the center fielder. Owens can't make the grab. That's going to go down as potentially an E8 on the center fielder, but Niehaus reaches.
That is UC's 2nd base runner on board since the 4th inning. Their offense just has not been good, and you give a lot of credit to Dominic Vaguely. He has been dealing this game believe, pitch count in the upper 90s now. He has had a stellar performance.
And Charlie Niehaus, that's going to be the second time he reaches off a miscue in center field by this Kansas team. We're going to have a visit towards the mound. You got to wonder, is this going to be the end for Vagley? A slow walk out to the mound.
It looks like it's Fitzgerald, the coach. I think you can get one more out. I think that's what you're asking for right here. I don't necessarily think it's a pitching change, rather just a meeting and try and get one more out. What is the best way you can approach Jackson Smith, who was 1 for 3 today? He has a chance to make a lot of damage. He does have some pop to his bat, but right here, I think it's just strategy on how you can get him out.
Speed on the base pass for Cincinnati. Charlie Niehaus, 6 for 7 on the year, trying to steal. A long visit there. And the manager of Kansas, going to remain in the game, is Vagley.
And I like that choice. I think, you know Vagley is a star in the Big 12. You know he has it in him. He has had a great job. Let him finish off the inning. Let him take care of the batter right here.
Lineup turns over for Cincinnati. Jackson Smith, 1 for 3 on the day, a double that resulted in RBI that actually knocked in Charlie Niehaus in the 3rd inning. Check back at first. Niehaus, not going to be in time. 2 down, bottom 7. Kansas holding on to a 1-run lead for the moment. A windy day. Here, gap center fielder Owens can't make the grab into the gap. Niehaus rounds 3rd. He's going to score. Going towards 3rd is Smith. He's going to get there in time. An RBI triple for Jackson Smith, and we are tied at 4.
That is exactly what the Bearcats needed. How about the plays in the outfield? That is a great effort right there by Tyson Owens. He covers a lot of ground. He's diving to his right, and it gets by him. That's about the 3rd time we've seen, I'm not going to call it a miscue there, but rather it's a very close play in the outfield. It's very close, and it's a bang-bang play, and they gamble for Dan Fitzgerald in Kansas does not pay off. They were banking on Vagley to get one more out and not go to the bullpen. But instead, a missed chance by Owens ties the game.
The wind continues to whip here at UC Baseball Stadium. We get a visit from Coach Jordan Bischel to talk to Derek Pitts at the plate and the runner Jackson Smith, who now has 2 RBIs in this game. We are knotted at 4 between the Bearcats and the Jayhawks. Bottom 7, 2 down. Derek Pitts at the plate. Go-ahead run stands at 3rd. Vagley remains on the mound for Kansas. We just had a mound visit from their manager right before Smith stepped in. They elected to keep him on the mound. He's up to 97 pitches in this game. Here comes the 98th. The kick, the pitch, the big swing and a miss from Derek Pitts.
My question was, would you dare bunt in this situation? Remember, Pitts did that in the 1st inning. Good job by Schlotterbeck, the 3rd baseman. He's anticipating bunt. He's on the edge of the infield grass.
Vagley delivers. Check swing from Pitts did not go. Missed high and away. Count goes to 1-1.
And the reason why I don't think you're butting with Pitts right now is because he's been on a tear the past couple of games. He's hitting .372 on a hit streak. Let his bat use it to your advantage right now.
Pitts 0 for 3, a big swing and a miss. The count goes 1-2. Pitts so far today, ground out in the 1st, strikeout in the 3rd, and flew out in the 5th. A chance to redeem himself and not getting that go-ahead run here in Cincinnati. Vagley kicks the 1-2. Grounded towards the 1st baseman. Play is made by Dykhoff. That's going to retire the side. Took it himself. Fires the ball back to the mound. We are tied at 4 here in Cincinnati off the triple from Jackson Smith. We will take a quick break here on Bearcast Sports Radio. Back here inside UC Baseball Stadium, we got a tie ball game going into the top of the 8th. Kansas coming up to bat. They've got 3, 4, 5 due up. LeBlanc is going to lead things off for him, and Logan Knight, the tall right-hander for Cincinnati, remains on the mound. We do have some movement down there in the Cincinnati bullpen. We'll see when the Bearcats elect to take out Knight. He's been in here for about 2 1/3 innings, making quick work of this Jayhawk team.
I think if it comes to the situation where the Bearcats have the lead, you're going to go with Dominic Morrow, the closer.
Tyson LeBlanc watches the first one go by. 1-0 count to him. Cincinnati tied this game at 4 after a triple from Charlie Niehaus. He was knocked in by Jackson Smith. Pitch misses outside. It was actually ruled a single, as you said. I'm getting mixed up with his first triple, that was. Thought it was an error, but instead ruled a single for Niehaus. 2-0 count to LeBlanc. Knight delivers. That pitch finds its way in the zone. 2-1 count to him.
It makes sense because in the third, it went Niehaus triple, Smith double. Here in the past frame, it went Niehaus single, Smith triple.
Most of your offense coming from that 9-1 area for Cincinnati. The 2-1 misses low. 3-1 count to him to lead off this 8th inning. You've talked a lot about getting that lower part of the lineup for Cincinnati going. They've done it so far tonight. Led by Niehaus. There you go.
4-7, yeah.
3-1 count. Knight a long look in at home plate. Goes into his windup, kicks it high in the air, going back towards the indoor practice facility. Heads up as it catches the concrete. One hops, catches the police car. Oof. That's going to leave a dent and a free souvenir for that fan.
Which means increased tuition to pay for those damages.
Full count to LeBlanc. A long look in from Knight. The wind-up grounded right towards the second base bag. Stepping over is Smith to make the play. Throws to first. Coates gathers. 1 down in the inning.
Good start for the Bearcats. That's what they need. You know, I think Logan Knight, he's done a great job. He can strike you out, but he can also force you in a lot of groundouts and pop-ups. He's done a really great job in his outing so far, especially dealing with all the adversity, because let's be real. Did he think he was going to pitch today after what happened? I don't know, but he's done a great job today.
Ballinger at the plate now for Kansas. Watches the first one go by for a ball. 1 for 3 on the day. A single in the 4th where he scored a run. That wind as strong as it's been all day now. If you couldn't hear it, you must be deaf with how we're sounding right now. Knight's on the mound, delivers the pitch. Ballinger watches it go by for a ball in the dirt. Having trouble keeping our computers open. It's so strong here, blowing right into our face. Almost took out your iPad.
It did.
2-0 count. Knight looks in, takes the signal. Wind up kick, delivers. Ball in the dirt once again. A 3-0 count to Ballinger. Knight getting up there in pitch count. He is around 45 at this point. As you said, a guy that might not have expected to come into this game, especially not as early as he did. Cincinnati had to deal with some injuries earlier. Battling through them. The 3-0 works its way into the zone. A fastball in the inner part. 3-1 count.
The good news is Carson Marsh is still in the dugout for the Bearcats. You know, he went out with that injury. Would seem to be a right arm injury, but it's good that he's still in the dugout.
3-1 count to Ballinger, the star player for this Kansas team. Check swing, foul ball, heads up in the Cincinnati dugout. A great catch there by whatever coach was right there. Almost did the "you ladies all right" there, catching all of the coaches in that area. 3-2, 1 out. Top of the 8th. Ballinger grounds it right to the second base position. Mitchell's over to make the play from third. Retires him, 2 down in the inning.
Ballinger, his stance is, he's fairly, spread with his shoulders and legs, but when he really leg kicks, he closes in so much, like he's going to swing for power the entire time.
So 2 down. Boone Garrietta steps in for Kansas. 0 for 2 on the day. Had a walk back in the 4th. Garrietta grounds that one to Mitchell on the third base side, throws across the diamond, Coates catches it, and that'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3 they go in the top of the 8th. We head to the bottom of the 8th with a tie ball game here in Clifton. Bottom of 8 here in Cincinnati. The Bearcats taking on the Jayhawks. We have our first pitching change of the game for Kansas. Vaguely went 7, and Ryan Ritter going to take over. The transfer from St. Thomas spent 1 year up there. Going to have 3, 4, 5. The heart of the lineup up for the Bearcats.
Yeah, this is an opportunity to really get going and attack a pitcher who's just coming in. How about the starting pitching Kansas has had the past 2 games? Back-to-back times the pitcher has gone 7 innings. That's just really great outings for them.
Quentin Coates leads things off here in the bottom of 8. We are tied at 4 between Cincinnati and Kansas, the rubber match of this 3-game series on a beautiful Sunday, even though it's a little windy here in Cincinnati.
How about the sun, though? There's, earlier we had a lot of clouds. Now we don't have many clouds at all. So much I had to put my hat on.
Quentin Coates leads the nation with 19 home runs coming into this series. Awaits the opening pitch from Ritter. Watches it go by outside for a ball. 1-0 count to him to start things off. Coates already Big 12 Player of the Week multiple times. We're going to have time called by Jordan Bischel to talk things over with him. He's a guy that feels like is due for the Cincinnati team. He started off that first inning, getting the Bearcats' first hit of the game when he had a double, came around to score off of the single from Natilli, who bats right behind him. Hasn't done much this entire series, really, and we were talking pregame how he got off to such a hot start this year. It felt like it was inevitable. He was going to slow down, but he wants to pick up the pace. Here, the chance to influence this game heavily. Tied at 4, bottom 8, 1-0 count to Quentin Coates. Ritter delivers. Another one in the dirt. A breaking ball spiked in front of home plate. Gonna go 2-0.
So when Jordan Bischel came out, it was a very quick talk to Coates. Maybe they're seeing something with the pitcher here, with Ritter.
Right.
Because you don't have your head coach go out and talk to your hitter for 5 seconds unless you're seeing something that is, eye alarming to you.
A quick mound visit from the catcher from Garrietta for Kansas. Ritter's going to get back on the mound, and Coates takes his time to step back into the batter's box. Quentin Coates, star player for this Cincinnati team. Not only leads the nation in home runs, but also total bases with 109. Watches that one go by on the 2-0, make the count go 3-0. Nobody out, nobody on to lead off the bottom of the 8th.
Definitely have to play it safe here. No green light. Should not be one.
Coates awaits the 3-0 from Ritter. Watches it go by high and tight. Opening runner for Cincinnati is Quentin Coates to lead things off.
So we all know about Bishop ball here. Coates may not be the fastest guy, but the base threat when it comes to stolen bases has not really been there this entire series for UC. They have not stolen a base today, I believe. I don't think they had any yesterday as well. But I do think you say Coates is due. I think we're due for some Bishop ball, some bunts and steals.
7 steals on the year for Quentin Coates. Natili at the plate. Watches the first one go by for a strike. 0-1 count to him. Quentin Coates the runner on first. Tied at 4 between Cincinnati and Kansas. Rubber match of a 3-game series on a perfect day in Cincinnati. Wind continues to whip. Blowing in from the left field pole. Ritter throws the pitch. What a catch as it was lined to LeBlanc at shortstop. Diving grab to retire Natili. Might have saved potentially a run there. That was heading towards the gap.
That was the chance right there. A well-hit ball. Exit velo at 100. It's a diving grab made by LeBlanc. One of the best shortstops. That's why you get him. He's a JUCO kid. Think about that. Like, how do they find this talent all across the country? But a spectacular play made by LeBlanc right there.
So Natili lines out. Runner still at first is Coates. And into the box is Enzo Infelice. Long look in from Ritter. First pitch to Infelice is a breaking ball that misses outside the zone to go 1-0. Infelice on the day. 0 for 2, had a walk in his last plate appearance, but could not advance. Line out and a fly out so far to his name. Ritter delivers the 1-0. Fouled off, going right over our head once again. We get another light pull. We do not. That would have been a story if we got 2 in one game.
That might have never happened before. We had 2 in one day. I remember a couple of games ago, Coates had a home run off that light tower in left center. And thought about the game we had against TCU a couple years ago.
1-1 count, 1 down. Infelice watches a fastball go by. It missed outside. 2-1 count to him. Coates remains the runner at first. Cincinnati has not looked very aggressive with Coates on the base pass so far. See if that changes. A decent lead for him. Ritter sets, kicks, delivers. Ground ball right towards the middle, trying to turn 2. LeBlanc sends it across the diamond, retires him at first. That is a double play from the shortstop to end that inning for Cincinnati. We head to the top of the 9th, tied at 4 between the Bearcats and the Jayhawks here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Top of the 9th inning here in Cincinnati. The Bearcats go to the bullpen once again as Dominic Morrow, the junior from Michigan, takes over, sitting at 6-1. The tall right-hander transfers in from Northwood, where he led them to an NCAA Division II championship, the first in school history. Looking to make his impact on this 4-4 ball game, hoping to keep the Jayhawks off the board and have Cincinnati a chance to take the lead.
Morrow was a huge get for the Bearcats. Head coach Jordan Bischel was very happy to see the work Morrow had put in this fall and the camp he had, saying that jumping from Division II to Power 4 and only having one free pass in 10 innings in the fall is very remarkable. He is now taking over that closer role, even though Bischel doesn't believe in a closer. But he's one of those top relievers that you can go from out of the pen, and he's doing really well this year.
6-7-8 due up for Kansas. First pitch misses inside to Owens. Top of the ninth, we're tied at 4 between Cincinnati and Kansas. 1-0 count to Owens. Owens so far is 1 for 3 on the day. Scored a run in the second off of his single that led off that inning. Big swing and a miss there from him. Count goes even at 1-1.
And that was a big power swing by Owens. Tell he wanted to put a charge in that one.
Morrow sets on the mound. Long look in. Long look towards the Cincinnati dugout. Kicks his left, throws with his right. Big swing and a miss from Owens. 1-2 count to him.
It's that fastball at 97, challenging him. I think you got to stick with it. Owens clearly is not on time with it. You can't get a grip of it. I think you got to stick with the fastball if you're Morrow.
Mitchell moves from the left side of second to the right side. The 1-2 sent right in the gap where Christian Mitchell was. Uses it to his advantage, and Owens gives them a base runner in the top of the ninth. And you hear his celebration there immediately towards his dugout.
Well, he tried the fastball again, this time at 98. You wanted to challenge him because he wasn't on time with it. Takes it the opposite direction. Like you mentioned, the Bearcats, they had that shift in play. And good job by Owens to beat it. Now it's a leadoff single for Kansas.
Shift, something you've seen the Bearcats do a couple times tonight. Once they get to 2 strikes on those lefties, they move Mitchell from third to kind of second area. Big swing and a miss from Osoria on his first pitch. 0-1 hole to him. 4-4 ball game here on a beautiful day in Cincinnati. Both teams trying to close out this series with a win. Osoria watches the 0-1 go by, and that one caught the zone as well, making it go to 0-2.
So far, Morrow, he does a really good job of attacking the strike zone early. He's been able to get up in the count against the first 2 batters he's faced. He needs to get a punch out right here, or at least a double play would be huge.
0-2. Check swing didn't go. Ball was in the dirt. Almost got away from Natilli. Gets it back to Morrow. It'll be a 1-2 count. Crowd sticking around here in Clifton. Big baseball weekend here in the Queen City. The Reds have an opening day on Thursday, wrapping up their series against the Red Sox today. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3 to Osoria. It's going to retire him. 1 down in the inning. Runner remains on first. That's going to bring Dykoff up to the plate. The go-ahead run stands on first.
Nice off-speed pitch right there, around 88 miles an hour. You see a lot of these Kansas players, they're going for power swings. They're really loading up and trying to leave the yard with them.
Wind continues to whip here in Cincinnati. First pitch to Dykoff, another big swing and a miss. 96-mile-an-hour heater that was up in the zone, just swung underneath it.
I mean, what happened to small ball? What happened in the game I loved?
It's in the opposite dugout from Kansas right now.
No, that's 100% true.
Morrow looks over at first, now sets on the mound, the 0-1 to him. Dykoff gets contact on that one, into the street it goes. Heads up to any pedestrians or cars passing by as the count goes 0-2.
I love.
You walk past that going to class every day, don't you?
No, actually I don't.
0-2 count to Dykoff. Stands at the plate. Runner on first. The pitch from Morrow. Another fastball that misses high. 96 miles per hour. Way above the zone. The wind continues to try and knock our computers off. We're not going to let it happen.
I'm very impressed by this tape I have on. I mean, it's done a really good job.
I've got all 3 things over here taped down. I'm keeping all scorecards in one position. Morrow, 1-2 count to Dykoff. Swing, grounded down the right field line. That's going to go into Pitts in right field, rounding second, making the run, going, diving in is Owens. We're going to have runners on the corner with 1 out for Kansas in the top of the ninth.
hard hit ball hit by Dykoff. He almost hit his teammate Owens, who actually had to leap over that ball because if he gets hit in the field of play, that is an out. Good job and good awareness by Owens to get over that one. Another hit with 2 strikes for the Jayhawks.
And Jordan Bischel's going to walk out to the mound. There is a player warming up for Cincinnati. Morrow just entered this game at the beginning of the 9th. What are the Bearcats going to elect to do?
That's Adam Bukowski in the pen right now. I mean, to be honest, he's doing a good job right now. I think it's best. You're probably going to keep him in. You know, just talk over some strategy here, what you might anticipate, what you'd expect. But he's done a good job, just been unlucky on the 2 strike pitches. That's all it's been. And to be honest, I mean, this whole day for the UC bullpen has been kind of out of whack. You know, unfortunate events to Carson Martin as an extended reliever. But you see Mitchell kind of in right now on the edge of the infield grass, maybe anticipating a bunt here.
Morrow stays in. Schlotterbeck, the 9-hole hitter with runners on the corner. Only 1 out top of the 9th. First pitch misses outside for a ball. Go-ahead run stands at third. Rubber match of this 3-game series between the Bearcats and the Jayhawks. Still early in Big 12 play. Those wins add up quickly. Morrow delivers the 1-0. Swing and a miss from Schlotterbeck. Evens the count at 1-1.
That off speed, 87 once again. It's been working efficiently low in the zone. You have to mix it up. You do have a fastball that rises up in the upper 90s, so you gotta make a decision here, but good stuff.
1-1 grounded through the hole on the left side. Kansas takes the lead. A single from Schlotterbeck knocks in the run. Runners will stand on first and second, and Kansas leads 5-4 in the top of the 9th.
Playing small ball once again. I see a handful of singles here in this 9th inning for Kansas. That's number 3 in the inning so far, and they're making it count. That all happened with their 6 through 9 order in their lineup.
So lineup turns over for Kansas. Jordan Bach going to step in with runners on first and second. Still just 1 down in the top of the 9th. Kansas leads 5-4 over Cincinnati. Morrow delivers. Big swing and a miss from Bach on the first offering. Breaking ball down low. Count goes 0-1. Schlotterbeck, the runner at first. At second stands Dykoff. Bach awaits the 0-1. That's grounded off the mitt of Morrow. Mitchell gonna try and make the play, not in time. Takes an awkward bounce for Cincinnati. Morrow tried to almost backhand it as he set down after the pitch. Bases are loaded with 1 down. Top of the 9th, that couldn't go any worse for Cincinnati.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. I mean, his glove flew off of his left hand into the sky. That ball also popped up too, and you had Mitchell running in. Good awareness by him to notice the play that was happening. They had a chance at first, but Bach, he's just a fast player. And it's now 4 singles. Should be 4 singles for Kansas now.
We'll see what they end up rolling that one. As you said, it should be a single, but the bases are juiced with 1 down. And the top of the 9th, Kansas has a 1-run lead and can blow this game open. Cade Baldridge is the batter. Morrow delivers. First pitch misses high and out. Baldridge's not the tallest guy in the box. 96-mile-an-hour fastball misses away.
You got double barrel action going in the pen right now for UC. Looks like Adam Bukowski is one of them as well.
Morrow looks over at third, kicks with his left, delivers, breaking ball outside. 2-0 count. You can hear that Kansas dugout.
I think just unlucky is probably the best way to describe this outing for Morrow. It's just unlucky. Handful of singles. I mean, you've got him a lot in the 2-strike pitches and just couldn't capitalize.
2-0 pitch. Watches it go by for a strike. Out on the inner part of the plate. 2-1 count with 1 down.
If you're Cincinnati, you need to escape this frame with only 1 run given up. You cannot allow any more runs.
Base hit more than likely scores 2. Morrow, the 2-1 delivery. That one finds the zone as well. Baldridge has not swung the bat through 4 pitches. Batting in the 2-hole, he's 1 for 3 on the day. Walked in the first, has a single in the 5th, along with a strikeout and a line out. Baldridge awaits the 2-2. Sent down the right field line, gonna go foul. Almost took out the lone fan in that entire section. There's one guy in the last section down the right field line, and he had to work his way around that one.
You know, he didn't really, he didn't look urgent to get out the way. He was like, oh, look at this. Oh, I should get out the way, actually. Hold on.
We'll try 2-2 again. Baldridge awaits after his first swing of this at-bat went foul. 1 out, bases are loaded, top of the 9th. Baldridge watches it go by, and the count will be full. Still 1 down, so runners will not be on the move. But a huge pitch on the way for Morrow.
Have to be aggressive.
Morrow sets. 3-2, 1 out, bases are loaded, top 9. Fouled off down the third baseline, gonna go out of play and into the street. Big bounce on that one as it hits the garage.
They found Baldridge right there. That was a fastball. I'm expecting another one. I just don't think he has a lot of confidence in those off speeds and breaking pitches, so I think the fastball's been there for him. And with the bases loaded, full count, you have to challenge him.
3-2. High and away. Walks in a run. Kansas leads by 2.
Tried the fastball. 96, just couldn't locate it.
The shortstop, number 2.
The run is walked in. Still 1 down with bases loaded. Top of the 9th, Kansas leads 6-4 over Cincinnati. Morrow still on the mound. LeBlanc steps into the box for Kansas. LeBlanc 0 for 3 on the day. Breaking ball misses high. Cincinnati thought they were going to get the call, and Tilly a call time and go out to the mound.
I think this might be the time. You got 2 guys warming up. One of them, Brennan Eager, and I think the other one, I want to say, is Joel Pinheiro. But, I mean, clearly right now, Morrow just does not have the stuff. He can't locate the zone consistently. He's given up 2 runs. I think this, you know, you have to stop the bleeding before it could get any worse.
Been an active bullpen day for Cincinnati so far. Corners push in for the Bearcats. Fouled off on the 1-0. Count will go 1-1 with 1 down. Bases still loaded. Top of the 9th. Kansas already put 2 on the board here. Trying to blow this game open in the rubber match.
I think no matter what, unless you get a double play, the inning's over. I think this is Morrow's last batter. You got a lefty and Eager warming up. You got Bollinger, the lefty himself, on deck. You want that lefty-lefty matchup.
Morrow, the 1-1, finds the zone. Fastball down low. 1-2 count to LeBlanc. Quick step off for Morrow. Now he sets on the mound, ready for the 1-2. Swing from LeBlanc, sent deep to right field. Pitch backing up. That ball is gone. A grand slam in the top of the 9th for Kansas. Blows this game open. They lead 10-4 over Cincinnati. A 6 spot in the top of the 9th, and that feels like it's going to do it.
Well, that's your ball game. Left it over the plate. LeBlanc, 101 exit velo, a rocket to right field. And it was a chance for UC.
9th home run of the season for LeBlanc, and Jordan Bischel is going to head to the mound, and that's going to do it for Morrow. So Cincinnati came into the 9th with this ball game tied up. And right now they're going to have a pitching change with 1 out, and they trail by 6.
How quickly things can change.
Things took a turn for the worst for the Bearcats today here in UC Baseball Stadium. We will take a quick break during this pitching change here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Things taking a turn for the worse for Cincinnati here in the top of the 9th inning. They came in tied at 4 with Kansas in the rubber match of this 3-game series. And right now, with 1 down after a pitching change, they trail by 6. A grand slam for Kansas has blown this game open. Joel Pinheiro, the redshirt senior from Miami, is going to enter this game. Standing at 6'1", 202, transfer from FIU down there in the Miami area. Cincinnati had fought their way back into this game. They trailed by 1 going into the 7th, tied the game up in the bottom of the 7th. But Kansas did not go away, and they came back even stronger here in the top of the 9th.
I think that's probably the best offensive inning we've seen from any team this entire series. I mean, the Bearcats, like we said, won game 1, 5-0. Kansas spotted 4 in the top of the 7th yesterday. That propelled them to their 8-2 victory. But 6 runs just like that. We were making jokes, or at least talking about, man, they're swinging for power every single time. They went single, strikeout, single, 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 walk, grand slam.
So there's your announcer's jinx that we gave to them. But Cincinnati with 1 down at the top of the 9th. It's going to try and retire this Kansas side. I was going to say limit the damage, but the damage has already been done.
I think, you know, the wound's already out. Everything's already, it might be over.
So Brady Ballinger is going to step in for Kansas. Pinheiro's first pitch to him is inside. 1-0 count. Going to take an even stronger offensive inning from Cincinnati. Looking ahead, due up will be the 6, 7, 8 batters. That bottom of the lineup for Cincinnati has been very strong so far today. Going to need to be as strong as ever to have any shot in this game. 2-0 count to Ballinger. Made a great play down the left field line just an inning ago. It feels like forever ago.
It does.
Pinheiro kicks, delivers the 2-0. Big swing and a miss once again. 2-1 count to Brady Ballinger. Talk about these hacks that this Kansas team has taken. We just saw one head towards Fifth Third Arena. Ballinger once won himself. Pinheiro's 2-1. Good contact over the second baseman's head. Into right field it goes. Derek Pitts makes the play. It's going to be a 1-out single for Ballinger, and that will not stop the bleeding for Cincinnati.
That's the second time he's done that today. When the Bearcats have that shift and they kind of push back Jackson Smith into shallow right field, it's the second time he's placed it perfectly in between Smith and Pitts, the right fielder.
So that's going to bring up Ungarieta, the catcher for Kansas. He is the last batter that has not bat in this 9th inning for Kansas. They're going to bat around most likely, bearing a double play here for Cincinnati.
Oh no, the announcer's jinx. Oh no.
Oh no. Looks like we're going to have the manager for Kansas go out there and have a discussion. Might have called for a challenge here. Coach Bischel is not look pleased inside the dugout. The umps are gonna come out and have a discussion. The first pitch, we were kind of lost in discussion there as the first pitch happened. I don't know if they were calling for a hit by pitch or what it was. There's still some discussion going on now as the manager for Kansas works his way back out there. Talk to the umpire behind the plate.
I do have a question. So, you know, it's Sunday. Kansas has to fly back home. Did you see what happened between Northwestern softball and Oregon the other day?
I did, and this is why a West Coast team should not be in the Big Ten for a sport like softball.
Yeah. What, they were down 4-2, Northwestern was, and they had a chance, and they're like, oh, we got a flight to catch. We gotta stop the game. That's crazy.
So it's a 1-0 count. Moon Garrietta. 1 out, top of the 9th. Kansas has already put 6 runs up in this 9th inning. Moon Garrietta, the 9th batter for the Jayhawks, gets under that one, deep to right field. Pitch looks up, off of Fifth Third Arena. This ball game's over. Kansas puts up 8 in the top of the 9th. They lead 12-4 2 home runs for Kansas in the last 3 batters. They bat around. What a statement from the Jayhawks this inning.
I mean, where were the bats for the first 8 innings I asked for, huh? I mean, this is becoming everything for Kansas. I mean, they got a bunch of guys getting on base. They've batted through now. And it's just getting from bad to worse. It's already been worse. I mean, I don't know what else to describe it for UC, but you cannot hang a breaking ball like that to a slugger like Moon Garrietta.
97 off the bat, traveled 353, hit the window at 5th third. The first pitch to Tyson Owens for the 2nd time this inning. Misses inside. The Jayhawks put up a statement number in the top of the 9th. They go up by 8, ground ball to the 2nd baseman. Smith plays it from right to left, retires Owens, 2 down in the inning.
The designated hitter, number 23, Dariel.
I see a plane.
we're back to the Plains as this game was sent off the rails pretty abruptly here in the 9th inning.
Everything did.
Good answer to that one. Osoria steps in, gets plunked. Pinheiro hits him. Another base runner for Kansas. First hit by pitch of the day in this game. Osorio was the lone guy to get out before we went through the lineup for the 2nd time in this inning. So everyone for Kansas at some point in this inning has reached base.
That's a crazy stat. I love how, like, as broadcasters, when we get into games like this, it kind of turns like your own podcast a bit. You know,
it really does. 2 down, runner on first. So Soria. Dykhoff awaits at the plate. First pitch from Pinheiro misses outside. 1-0 count with 2 down. 8 runs for the Jayhawks in this inning. We're going to get a walk out to Pinheiro from the pitching coach for Cincinnati. Pinheiro came in hoping to get Cincinnati out of a jam. And things have gone off the rails for Joel.
I mean, you look at, the game itself, it's been back and forth for the first 8 innings. You're thinking, you had the feeling of this was going to go down to the wire, but out of nowhere, Kansas drops 8 runs. And I think that kind of sums up the team that they have over the past couple of years and the improvement that they've made. It's caught everyone off guard. This Kansas team is legit. They have a lot of talent. They made the NCAA tournament last year for the first time in 11 years. This team it's really good. And to perfectly sum it up, it's catching everyone off guard. And you have to take them seriously. They're not just a basketball school anymore. They added football a couple years ago. Now, the baseball team's back, baby.
Shout out Jason Bean, quarterback of the Louisville Kings, Kansas graduate. Joel Pinheiro delivers the Dykhoff with 2 down, 1-0 pitch. Misses outside, 2-0 count to him. As you said, Kansas building up this baseball program. Not necessarily a state that you might think of when you first think of baseball. Trying to run the table here in the Big 12. Big swing and fouled off on the 2-0. Count will go 2-1.
Well, last year, Kansas, they had 20 conference wins. Technically, they would have won the regular season title. But because West Virginia had 19 wins and played 2 less games, their win percentage was better, which put them first and Kansas second.
The reign of West Virginia helping out the Mountaineers there. Check swing foul ball down the 3rd baseline. Deuces are wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 9th. 8 runs already scored by Kansas. In this inning, to clarify on that one. 12-4 your score in favor of the Jayhawks. Cincinnati will have one last chance to have a miracle inning in the bottom half. Pinheiro sets on the mound. Dykhoff awaits, watches the 2-2 miss outside. Full count, 2 outs. Osoria will be running on the pitch.
I will just say, for the bottom of the 9th, get your scorecard ready because there's going to be a lot of pinch hitters and substitutions coming, I bet.
Pinheiro pitches it and it misses outside. Runner's going to keep moving as third base is wide open. Osorio takes third on, I don't even know what to rule that one.
Wow.
But he advances. This has just been catastrophic for Cincinnati in the ninth.
Clever thinking by Osorio. I've never seen that. I've never seen that happen.
Cincinnati had moved Mitchell back to the right side of second base once again after there was 2 strikes. And Jordan Bischel going to head to the mound once again and take out Joel Pinheiro. Cincinnati goes to the bullpen for the second time in the ninth inning as Kansas bats around. There's 2 down in the inning, runners on the corners. We'll take another break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. Still in the top of the ninth. You're hearing me correctly when I say that. Kansas has batted around. They've still got 2 runners on. They're on the corners with 2 out. Cincinnati goes to the bullpen. Charlie Deeruff comes in. Transfer from Miami of Ohio, local kid from Hebron, Kentucky. Sophomore. Pitched in 16 games last year out of the bullpen for the Red Hawks. The Jayhawks have exploded here in the top of the ninth. Cincinnati has no answer right now for this offense of Kansas, going through almost the entire bullpen today to round out this rubber match. Second pitching change of this ninth inning for Cincinnati. Kansas leads 12-4.
And I think just the key thing was on that walk, Osorio went from first to third, hustled on his way to third base. Nobody was covering. I think that kind of just sums up the Bearcats this inning.
Schlatter back at the plate for the second time in this inning. It's 2 for 4 overall. First pitch to him misses a low. 1-0 count to start things off. Deeruff sets on the mound, kicks, delivers, pitch misses away. 2-0 count to him.
You've had a busy week.
Have. Eventful week. to say the
UFL on
least.
Friday.
As a fan. Called a game last night. Calling a game today. 3-0 count now after that ball misses low and away. Still 2 outs. This one definitely the longest game of the 3 that I've been to.
It's crazy because it's only been 3 hours.
It
It
is.
hasn't been like a crazy amount usually for college baseball.
And when you'd think with an inning with 8 runs, there would be 1 or 2 in there. Deeruff finds the zone. 3-1 count now to Schlotterback. Some names that are a mouthful in this game between these two teams. Deeruff sets, decent lead off third. Decent one off first as well. 3-1, grounded through the hole on the right side. Gonna put a 9 spot up in this 9th inning are the Jayhawks. Pitts throws it in, runs scores. 13-4 is your score.
I'm reminded of the FIFA forfeit game photo of Mikel Arteta right now. The hands in your face after you miss the penalty. That's kind of how I feel right now. Can we just forfeit? Like, call it.
Never a good sign when you have to double down on your scorecard as Jordan Bach Now steps in, he grounds it, looking for that same hole. Smith plays it and retires the side. Cincinnati finally escapes the top of the first, but 9 runs are scored by Kansas. We will head to the bottom of the 9th. Cincinnati trails 13-4 to Kansas. Joker and the Thief time here in Cincinnati. Bearcats trail by 9. Bottom of the 9th. They were tied coming into the 9th inning. And Kansas explodes for offense. They send, my math is correct, 14 players to the plate. And they come away with 9 runs. Cincinnati with 6, 7, and 8 due up in this inning. It's going to be Cal Sefcik to lead things off. Ryan Ritter had about 30 to 40 minutes to sit inside the dugout, and he comes right back onto the mound. Try and finish this game for the Jayhawks. Bearcats in desperation mode in this final frame.
That's enough time to play a game of Uno, some card games.
It is. You could do a lot in that time frame of what that top of the 9th. Spence, Ritter goes into his windup, delivers the first pitch. A strike in the zone. 0-1 count to Sefcik. I have not looked at my Cincinnati scorecard in a good minute. 0 for 3 in the day is Sefcik. Strikeout, a flyout, and a ground out. Sefcik gets that one in play. It's going to drop for a single. Goes right over the second baseman's head into the glove of the center fielder. A leadoff single for Cincinnati to get things going.
Well, Kevin Garnett said anything is possible. So I think, you're down 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention,
If you
please.
just,
Now
put the ball in play 9 times, get a couple runs.
Number 6, Luke Sefcik.
Told you, you're going to have a lot of pinch hitters coming in too.
Get your first pinch hitter of this entire game for either team.
That's impressive.
Luke Sefcik is going to bat with first plate appearance of this game. Swings, grounds it right up the middle. Another base hit. Cincinnati has 2 on to start off the 9th. They're still breathing.
Well, they are. They are. Official said baseball's a weird sport. A lot of things can happen.
It was 40 degrees this morning when I got back to Cincinnati. I'm now getting a suntan here in the 70s here. I'm starting to get some red showing as I took my jacket off earlier here. Cincinnati. With 2 runners on, nobody out, bottom of the 9th. Gavin Brewer now the pinch hitter in the 8-hole for the Bearcats. Look back at second at Sefcik. Brewer watches the first one go by for a ball. 1-0 count to him.
What are the odds they actually do it?
Very small. I'm just going to put it that way. We're going to get a visit from the Kansas pitching coach. A very quick one, literally less than 3 seconds. Went out there, it seemed like just touched his chest and walked back to the dugout. Catcher out there. Talked to Ritter as well. Brewer at the plate, redshirt freshman from Knoxville. One of the backup catchers on this team for Cincinnati. Runners on first and second. They're both the Sefcik brothers. As Brewer awaits the 1-0 pitch from Ritter. Ritter, look back at second, kicks, delivers, watches it go by for a strike. 1-1, evens the count. Bottom 9, Kansas leads 4, and now they trail by 9. Brewer, big swing and a miss on that one. 1-2 count to him. Ritter, another look back at second at Sefcik. Kicks, delivers the 1-2, fouled off. Gonna stay alive here is Gavin Brewer.
13 runs allowed today has tied the season high. If you remember last Sunday, the Bearcats lost 13-11 to Utah.
1-2 to Brewer. Pitch from Ritter, misses outside. Now it goes to 2-2. Still some noise coming from that Cincinnati dugout. The smallest of sparks they could possibly have here with 2 leadoff singles. Can they make anything of it? Ritter looks back at Sefcik at second. Very long look at him. The pitch. Didn't go, missed inside. Count goes full. The Bearcats trying their best to extend this game.
You got Taransky on deck too. He's a lefty.
Brewer steps back in. Ritter, the righty on the mound, looks back, kicks, delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down in the inning. That life support the Bearcats were on loses a little bit of its power. Taransky will step in and pinch hit for Cincinnati.
You know, how about the Kansas fans coming out here? You know, there's not many. There's a few, though, a few dedicated ones. You definitely seen a lot of blue around the ballpark.
It's been a nice weekend, chilly at times, especially that game on Friday. Weather got a bit nicer yesterday. Today it was as good as you could ask for.
17, Ryan Tyransky.
Tyransky steps in, the redshirt freshman from Birmingham, Michigan. Stands in that left batter's box. Ritter remains on the mound. He looks back at second. At Sefcik, delivers the first pitch to Tyransky. That goes in for a strike. The ump once again taking about a second to give you the actual call on that one. Tyransky sets in the box. Ritter delivers the pitch. That one misses outside, evens the count at 1-1 with 1 out in the inning.
I have a fact for you right here. This Kansas team, 24 of their 36 players came into this season not having D1 baseball experience.
You also got to think about Kansas, about their time up in Minnesota, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I remember that from last year. Do you remember that?
I can't say I do.
NCAA record, 5 consecutive home runs, and there's a free passage for Cal Sefcik.
Defensive indifference for Sefcik. He's actually, well, you have to go back.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
After Tyransky fouls it off. It's a 1-2 count if you want to say your Minnesota fact.
That's just, you know, they tied NCAA record hitting 5 consecutive home runs when they play. Oh, here they go again.
Defensive indifference once again.
Bishop ball right there.
That is Bishop ball. Does not go as a steal, but runner advances. Ritter, the 1-2 count to Tyransky. Tyransky, a breaking ball.
You fooled the catcher.
Did fool the catcher. I think the catcher might have been waiting for something else.
Remember the Astros and their pitcher where I think the catcher caught for a curveball and he just threw a fastball at the catcher? Framber Valdez, right?
There, yeah,
that was him.
Yeah, there you go. Another good pull. Tyransky back in the box. Ritter sets on the mound. Runners on the corners, 1 out, bottom 9th. Runner goes from first. Tyransky lines that one to right. That's going to be a run. Rounding second and now rounding third with a stop sign. It's the other Sefcik. Cincinnati puts up a run in the 9th. Tyransky knocks one in. Pinch hitting. The lineup card for the Bearcats will turn around.
It's interesting here. Yeah, say, you know, the substitutions, they've done a really good job when it comes to hitting. They're patient. They find the pitch they like for Tyransky. 108 exit velo. He's got a lot of power.
So Jackson Smith, the leadoff batter for the Cincinnati team, already with 2 RBIs in this game. A double and a triple to his name, along with a strikeout and a flyout. And Kansas is going to go to the bullpen.
They're taking no chances here.
Bottom 9 against a top 25 team where they lead this game by 8. We're going to take a quick break here on Bearcat Sports Radio. The Bearcats have runners on the corners with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Pitching change in the bottom of the 9th here for Kansas. Manning West enters the game for the Jayhawks. They lead 13-5, but the Bearcats are on life support, barely breathing with 2 runners on, both on the corners with 1 down. Manning West, transfer originally from Oklahoma State, then spent some time at Walter State Community College, one of the many guys going the JUCO route on this team. He's going to come in, try to end this game for the Jayhawks. For the Bearcats, Jackson Smith is going to step in as the lineup turns over for the Cats, trying to make something of this game.
Down but not out.
5th batter of the inning for Cincinnati. Taransky, the runner, at 2nd. Sefcik, the runner, at 3rd. Sent into left field. Backtracking on that one is Ballinger right in front of the warning track. Makes the grab. Tagging at 3rd is Sefcik. A sac fly RBI to give Cincinnati their 6th run of the game.
Another good piece of hitting right there. Kind of, got off the end of the bat. You can say exit field 903. Couldn't really drive it out of here. That's enough to drive in a run.
13-6 your score. 2 down for Cincinnati, bottom of the 9th. Derek Pitts steps in for tonight. Pitts has not reached base. He's 0 for 4. A couple ground outs, a fly out, and a strikeout.
This is huge. He has a 14-game hitting streak on the line.
Can Pitts keep it alive? West on the mound, delivers the pitch. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count to him.
So I was running replay on Friday, and I had the field cameras 1 and 5. Whoever was on camera 5 was shooting Pitts. He talks to himself during at-bats.
West delivers another big swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Cincinnati now down to their last strike.
Like, his eyes were wide open. He was so locked in. And he's just talking to himself like, you got this, like hyping himself up. And I thought that was so cool to see.
0-2 count to Pitts. Breaking ball in the dirt doesn't go, gets away from the catcher. Taransky's going to advance to 2nd on what I believe will be ruled a pass ball.
I would agree.
So runner on 2nd with 2 outs. 1-2 count to Derek Pitts.
I think, honestly, this Kansas team, I don't think the record indicates how good they are. They may be 17-10 right now, but they're on track to win 8 of the last 10 games. This will be, if they win this one, their 10th road win, which is top 10 nationally already.
West looks back at second, delivers right over our head it goes. One of the closest ones we've had yet. It's gonna happen.
You're super adamant.
Inevitably, it'll happen.
Will it be us on the call, or will it be someone else?
That's the question. I've got guesses of who it'll be. 1-2 count to Pitts. West looks back at second, delivers the pitch. It's in the dirt. Deuces are wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Derek Pitts, Cincinnati's last chance. 13-6 your score. Go-ahead run for Cincinnati's in the dugout. West looks back at second. Kicks, delivers, breaking ball just outside the ref. The ump waits a good 2 seconds on that one for the final call, and Pitts goes down looking. Kansas picks up the 13-6 win over Cincinnati. They pick up the series against the Bearcats as well, winning this rubber match. Kansas improves to 18-10 overall. Cincinnati will drop to 20-10. Stuck on that 20th win they picked up on Friday. For the Bearcats, they will be right back here on Tuesday to take on Wright State. And then they will head on the road to Oklahoma State. This Big 12 play continues.
Yeah, and I think when UC lost to Xavier when they blew that game, there were comments about Bischel and some of the things he said. Like, yeah, obviously you want to beat Xavier, but there's a lot of respect between the two. It's not like the basketball rivalry. But he said, would you rather have 4 straight wins against Xavier, or be where our program is in the Big 12? He said, we are where we want to be. Obviously, this is kind of, a rough patch in the road for Bischel in this series. But overall, I mean, the Bearcats are still in a good position. You're going to hit some bumps in the road. It happens. But, just come again on Tuesday, a good weekday series against Wright State, and go on the road to Oklahoma State after that.
So we will be on the air on Tuesday. Tim Kraft and Beck Richmond will be on the call for that game between the Bearcats and Wright State. That will be the last home game for a good week or two for this Bearcats team. They won't return home until April 10th when they host Baylor for a 3-game series. Kansas picks up the 13-6 victory over Cincinnati off a fiery 9th inning, where the Jayhawks put up 9 runs. For Chris Begon, my name is Aiden Riggs, signing off here for Bearcast Sports Radio.